Hi guys, we have a really special announcement for you today. I am very proud to say that this episode is sponsored by Mamu Biryani.
Okay, so guys, Mamu Biryani sells chicken biryani, mutton and beef. So for the chicken, mutton or beef, it will be $9. They do delivery as well. If you want two different meats, it will be $12.
Mamu Biryani does caterings for corporate events, birthdays and weddings. So what are you waiting for, guys? Start to make your order right now.
Yeah. This is one of the best biryanis I've ever had.
I think this is the best biryani I ever tasted.
Yeah.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time once again for that sensational new show with that one. Blue Monster Broadcasting System.
Hello guys, welcome to
Live Table Talk.
We are your hosts. This is Mohit.
I'm Atok.
And I'm Sean. And our today's guest, we have a bodybuilder by day, a ice cream waffle owner by night, and also personally my coach, Chris New.
Welcome.
Welcome, Chris.
Thank you. Thanks for having me here, guys.
Please
Okay,
give us some insights about your career and your business and everything. Give yourself an intro to everyone.
All right, guys. So, my name is Chris. So, as mentioned by Sean, I'm a competitive bodybuilder. I'm a personal trainer, coach, and fun fact, on the side, I also do run my own business. I'm a co-owner of a Scooby-Doo handmade gelato shop. Yeah, it's located in Bedok Reservoir. Yeah. So, and I'm also currently studying also lah. So I juggle quite a few things. Yeah.
So hectic.
Yeah. So
Okay, wait. Before we get on with the episode, we want to do a shout out to our new team member,
Fansuri.
Yeah, I don't think you're able to see him, but he's here.
So guys, as you know, live table talk is growing every day, and we have decided to up our game.
So we have decided to expand, and now welcome Fansuri to the team.
Yeah. Do the applause, bro.
Do the applause effect, Okay, so Chris, can you maybe can you tell us like how did your bodybuilding journey start? Like, why did you suddenly decide, okay, it's time to go to the gym? Like, when did you decide like to go to the gym? What inspired you?
okay. So growing up, right? Actually, it's quite a long story. I'll try. So growing up, I was actually very fat. I was a very fat kid.
Like how fat?
Right? Like I was
Like, how
like,
fat? So
Okay.
like fat like Sean last
no,
time.
no. Like way worse than that. So
Thank goodness.
Yeah, I was like very fat. I probably at I think when I was 16, I was around 90 or almost 100 kg.
Yeah, same like Sean.
Firstly, I have never reached 90 to 100, okay?
Yeah, so basically that's that lah. So when I was in secondary school, that was my peak weight. And then when I moved on to study in JC, I decided like, okay, I want to make a change lah. Okay, cause I was still involved, as in growing up, cause I was involved in quite a lot of sports lah. So I was playing rugby throughout my secondary. So I wanted to be as big as possible lah. So I keep eating and eating. So, but the food went to the wrong places lah. Apparently. Yeah. So
Sorry, what secondary school were you in?
I was from Montfort.
Oh,
Secondary.
Montfort is very well known for their rugby, right?
Yeah, it's alright. I would say it was well known back then. Then after that, it started going downhill. Yeah,
What was your positioning in rugby?
I was the number 8. So yeah, I was playing in the forward position. So I was number 8. Yeah, so back then all I cared about was rugby lah. So I wanted to do everything I could then to up my game. So that's when I started training for in the gym also. Cause like I wanted to up my game lah.
Wait, so you started gymming since secondary school?
Started
JC.
started gymming at the end of my secondary school days.
Okay.
Then of
Yeah.
secondary school.
Correct.
Why didn't you pursue rugby instead?
Cause when moving on to JC, right, I was actually considering whether to continue or not. But then to me, it was like, cause I had a few injuries, quite a bit of injury. I had concussions, dislocated
rugby?
shoulders, yeah,
Wow.
torn ligaments. Then I thought at that point I was like, okay lah, enough is enough lah. Then I think I need to switch to a safer sport lah. So after that, I went to play floorball in JC.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's
That
how
was a big jump.
Yeah, that's a correct lah. A more chill sport lah, I would say, safer sport lah. Yeah, correct. So that's when I also started just nice. So at the end of secondary school, I picked up gymming. Started training for the first time ever. Then I was like, this is actually quite fun lah. I like the feeling of training and stuff. So I went to the gym at that point in time was like almost every day. Every day I went to the gym.
So you started every day, even from the start?
Correct. Yeah. So I just like, every day was just like, wow, I can't wait to go to the gym. The moment I picked it up, right, I was like, wow, I fell in love with the feeling of getting sore and stuff like that.
What was the name of the gym?
It was just a CC gym. It was at Serangoon North. It was near my house. So it was just a 5 minutes walk from my house. So I started training over there. Yeah, then slowly all the way until NS. Then I stopped training for the 2 years because I was staying in. So I didn't really have time to gym then. Yeah, then I took a 2 years break. After my NS, straight back, I went to sign up for Anytime Fitness.
Okay.
Yeah, it's back into the cycle, training every day. Okay. Yeah, that's how I picked up gymming.
So from what we know that you have been to bodybuilding competitions, stuff like that. So how did you, from a person who goes to the gym normally, and you decided like when do you make the decision like, okay, I want to go for this competition?
Okay, so back then, so when I was training at Anytime Fitness, right, it was a very funny but lucky story, I would say. So I was just training. There was a new gym that opened up near my house. It's Anytime Fitness Serangoon Garden. Okay. Yeah, so it's the gym that Sean is currently at. Yeah, so I was just training there. Then one of the managers just came up to me and said, are you interested in becoming a personal trainer?
Okay.
Fresh out of army. So I didn't know what I wanted to do in life at that point in time. Then I thought like, hey, let me give this a shot. Because like a random person just gave me a job opportunity. So I was like, okay, let me try this out. So I took him up on the offer. Started as a freelance over there, part-timer.
Wait. Sorry to interrupt. Since someone came up to you and offered you the job, does that mean that when the opportunity came, your physique was already at a level you can say that it's up there lah?
That's a good question.
I wouldn't say my physique was there. Definitely.
But you gotta compare us to the layman's, not bodybuilding standard.
Okay, I would say
you gotta bring it down a notch.
Okay, so in that sense, then yeah, I would say I was bigger than the average person because back then when I was fat, right, I picked up gymming. I went on a diet as well, my own diet lah. So I lost a lot of weight. Then I put on quite a bit of muscle from there. Yeah, so by the time I was at the gym training at the Serangoon Gardens, the manager saw me doing a bench press. I was bench pressing 100 kg lah at that point in time, even though I was just lifting for fun. So like naturally in a way quite strong I would say, compared to an average person. Yeah, then he came up to me.
How old were you, sorry?
I was 19.
So 19 and you're already lifting 2 plates.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just putting things into perspective.
Right, so yeah.
Crazy lah actually.
Yeah, I think I'm just lucky in that sense lah. Because I love to train my chest at that point in time. So I keep benching and benching. So yeah, eventually I managed to hit the 2 plates, the bench. Yeah. So when Brian came up to me, I was like, okay, I take up the role. Yeah, then that's how.
Who is Brian? So maybe you can.
Oh, sorry. So Brian was my manager back then at Anytime Fitness Serangoon Garden.
Okay, shout out to Brian.
Yeah. So the guy that approached me to ask me if I wanted to take up this role as a personal trainer. Yeah. Then from there my career kicked off, and then how I got into bodybuilding was working there. I had friends who competed who was training in the gym.
So you were inspired by
in a
those
way
friends?
Yeah.
Or from before
Inspired or they
like push
like
you?
keep saying, hey bro, go compete.
A mix of both
Okay.
Because I know that a competition prep will be tough. So yeah, I see their body, I see their physique. I was like, wow, damn nice. But then at the back of my mind, I was like, I don't think I have the discipline to do it. Yeah.
Okay.
So after a while, they constantly try to convince me to compete. My managers plus my friends who were there at the time, try to convince me to compete. Then one day I just decided like, okay, let's just try it out.
Was it for fun or was it like sort of a career choice? Like this is gonna push my career to the next level, or you just did it? You know what? I just wanna test myself, push myself to the limits. Like what was your motivation behind it?
I think at that point in time, it was more of a career thing for me.
So you have already decided that you want to do bodybuilding as a career?
Or personal training.
Not bodybuilding, but I felt that if I wanted to go into bodybuilding, I need to get myself a coach. And then I wanted to learn more from this coach that I had. Yeah, that I approach at that
Who
point
is
in time.
what is the coach name?
So my coach is none other than one of the best trainers, best coach in Singapore is Brandon Young.
Brandon
So
Young.
his name is Brandon Young. He has quite a few competitors under him. Yeah, I would say he's one of the
Why is he considered one of the best coaches in Singapore?
based off transformation pictures and personally as his client, as his student, as a friend. I see how much effort he puts into his clients on a daily basis. Not just a one-day thing. Even until today, right? Even though I've been with him for 6 years now. Yeah, I the work I see him put into his clients every single day is still something that amazes me.
Can you explain to us some of the things that he put in for
Like,
his
is it like from
clients?
the human side, or is it like training wise? Like, what do you think? Like, Sean, for example, like since you are in the business already, what do you think is a factor that like really will push the clients? Is it just training, or like this also like the trainer must give the motivation?
It's basically the communication between the coach and the client.
Okay.
And depending on, actually it's basically the communication and between both parties lah. Because if you don't have that communication and bond, I think there won't be any motivation to push yourself any further.
Okay.
To be honest.
Yep. I think what Sean said.
do you agree with
really-
that?
Yeah, I think it really makes sense. Because honestly, anybody can be a trainer if you are just talking about training techniques. Anybody can be any regular gym goer can be a trainer, can be a coach. Yeah, but I feel like as a true coach, to really give your heart to your clients and really put in the effort for them as much as what Brandon did for me. I think that's something that I strive to do every day for my clients as well. Yeah, competitors or non-competitors, it's the same thing. I still see all my clients equally, and I will give everything I have for my clients. Basically, that to me is what a good coach is.
So how many clients do you have now?
Currently, I have about, as a freelancer, I'm only doing this freelance. I have about 8 clients.
Okay.
Yeah, 8 clients.
How many clients do you have, Sean?
Currently, as of now, I got 6.
6. Okay.
Oh, you got
Yeah,
6,
I
not
got
bad.
6.
Yeah. Actually,
So-
6 is a good number to start with.
Yeah.
Back then when I just started, I was struggling to get clients.
I mean-
very difficult.
Chris was my motivation basically to start bodybuilding. So
Okay.
to really go and compete. So I really do take pride in the work that he has been enforcing to me, and also his training strategies, techniques. Chris has done really very good job with that.
Okay.
Just by the transformation in just these 2 months has really done a lot of difference for me. It really hit me hard that anyone, like what you say, anyone can be a coach. But to really put in that effort to see every slight, the smallest mistakes, really have a lot of difference. It really.
Okay,
that's
let's
the
talk
true
about
fact.
your coach client bond. So first of all, how do you guys meet in the first place? Like how did this came about?
Okay, Chris is basically my trainer, my coach for training at Ascend Fit. So he has these courses that he will train all the trainers here and there. So Brian, which is my manager, I can say, he told me, "Hey Sean, just train under Chris lah." Then I was like thinking, why would I want to train under people lah? Ego. So basically, why would I want to train under people? I can just train myself. For I need help. Then I realized that there is something in Chris which other people don't have.
Like?
Which is any point of time. I mean, this is to me. Like when you're on a cutting phase, you are cut down all the way, no fat, nothing. Correct or not? But when you bulk, that is where you start to see all your muscles getting bigger, you getting bigger. But when people go on a bulk, they don't maintain their abs. But for Chris, he wants you to maintain your abs. So to me, that smallest kind of thing, it really means a lot, because that's how focused he is on just sustaining your abs. Because abs is the hardest to get and the easiest to go.
Okay.
So that
Okay.
what, like literally, like just flip a switch in me and just, I love the way he did this. I mean, a lot of coach I see that, they can just train, they just bulk, but they don't really focus on how Chris does. He focus on every single technique, including my trainings. He'll just tell me my mistakes, my smallest mistakes, but he will say it's good, but there's always something to change. There's always something to improve on. That's the thing I like. Because there's no such thing as there's no improvement to anything.
Chris, I got a question regarding training techniques. Like, what will you encourage someone that is like very skinny, very small, like to let's say, because you were talking about bulking and keeping your abs and everything. But what if it's a very skinny person, like the BMI is very low and stuff like that. So how will you like if he wants to go on a bulk, what would you recommend?
Oh, definitely. Okay, first thing first, the most important thing is your consistency. So as a coach, okay, there's a difference between to me as a trainer and a coach. Right? As a trainer, it's very simple to just give the exercises, leave your clients as it is. Right? And he still will probably get the results that he want, but maybe in a longer time. Yeah, but to me as a coach, I need to take care of this person as though like he's my kid, my son or my daughter or whatever. Yeah, so if you're coming from the point like a skinny person that wants to train under me, I think the first thing you must promise me, and this is all based on trust, is that you have to be consistent in coming to the gym. And I have to see that you have that willpower and that firepower to want to get better, to grow. And then only from then, right, then I can guarantee you the results that you want to get. Yeah. Okay. So if you are just telling me, oh, I'm very skinny, I don't have the motivation to go to the gym, all this I can help you with, no problem. But then you yourself have to play a part also. Correct.
Follow the diet.
Nobody can force you to like my personal philosophy is always this. Nobody can force you to be who you don't want to become.
Understand. Yeah.
I like if you say you want to improve.
Yeah, fire it up here now.
If you say you want to improve, but there's no effort on your part, I can hire the best coach in the world for you. There won't be a difference. Yeah. So the basic from there, anybody, even if you are super fat, super skinny, anybody can make a change one. It's just whether you have that desire to want to change for the better or not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I want to ask more about your bodybuilding competition. Like, explain to us like how tough was it? Like from every week or every few weeks, what was your feeling? You know, like for example, I heard from Sean like, oh, this week 5, week 6, there will be some kind of change, something like that. Like in your mental state. So just explain to us about that.
So actually, right, when I went through my first, under my coach, when I went through my first cutting cycle, it wasn't for a competition or anything. We just wanted to do a mock prep in a way to prepare for the following year's competition. Right? So which is what I currently do for Sean now.
Okay.
Yeah. I never thought that anyone can suffer so much in their life. I got a shock. I got a shock on my life. It's like it was really crazy, I would say. And I will be honest, for that first cut, I cheated a lot. And I also somehow developed a bit of a eating disorder. A bit.
You say you cheated a lot?
I cheated a lot on my first cut, really. So I think this is something my coach don't know. Yeah, so but I just put it out there. It was only a 8 weeks prep or 12 weeks, I cannot really remember. That was like 4 years ago, I think. It was only a 8 to 12 weeks prep. But during that point, I was binge eating like crazy. And then I also I went to purge everything out. So that was a bit of the this eating disorder that I had during that period of time, because the diet was just too tough for me to handle.
Okay.
And knowing my coach, he's not the kind that say there's a limit to something, like even on cardio. So that's the mentality that I also adopt. Like when people say, oh, you cannot do so much cardio and all this nonsense, he pushes me on my cardio like crazy. 2 hour, 3 hour, all these also have. So when those things started coming
cardio
out,
for 2-3 hours.
yeah, a day.
Hey, what's going on?
Yeah, that was my thinking also. But then I had that faith in him . So I didn't really question anything. I just know that it was really tough. Every day just felt like I didn't want to walk. I didn't want to do anything. I just wanted to sleep in bed all day. I don't want to go to the gym. That was the first time in my life, right, that I ever felt like gymming was not fun anymore. Okay. Yeah, that was how bad it was. Like going to the gym, even a 2 kg weight can seem super heavy. yeah, like your whole body is just very restless, very tiring. It's
Just
just
because
very
you are
tiring,
cutting
draining.
down on the carbs, right? If I'm not wrong.
Correct. And cutting down the food is one thing, and because you're already on such low body fat, which depletes your energy lah. When you're on when you're on such low body fat, right, it's not healthy lah. I would say, bodybuilding is not the healthiest of sport lah. Let's be honest about it. Yeah,
Okay.
it's just all for looks. You just want to look good,
Yeah.
right? You do anything to look good. So that's what was my mentality. I said, okay, I suffer. I thought I could suffer, but at that first cut, well, it went wrong lah. Being like crazy.
And how many weeks out during your first
I think it was about 4-5 weeks. Then I started to really binge and like whatever ice cream I can get, I just eat. Then I went vomit. I forced myself to vomit.
But did it
Then,
work?
It worked for the first few times. Like maybe the first 2 times that I did that, right? Okay, my weight didn't go up the next day. But after that, when I keep continuing, then everything showed lah. I think even my coach suspected lah, but then I think he didn't like point me out also.
Okay.
Because, yeah, he didn't want to doubt me or anything. I don't know lah. But it was very obvious lah. My body stopped changing, and like at some point in time, I was also getting a bit fatter also. Yeah, because of all the eating lah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was my first cut. And then like
So how did your mock prep went after like all this cheating and then your coach found out? So what kept you motivated to continue that mock prep?
yeah, so it was quite so after that mock prep, right? I was like, okay, to me, I have a character lah. Like I don't like to give up. I don't give up easily lah. And I'm not satisfied. I'm never satisfied with whatever I've done or whatever I'm doing lah. So to me, it was like, wow, I think I can do better than this lah. So I was like, okay, let me try again. Let's go for then the next year was the competition, you know? So I was just like, okay, this time I must get it right. I must get the prep for this competition right. So my second cut for the competition went a lot better, a lot smoother. Yeah, the suffering you can never escape lah. No matter how many times you cut, you will never get easier one. Yeah. It went better in a sense. Mentally, I was a lot stronger. I managed to refrain from all the cravings. Yeah, I still have my down times where I like sit by myself and cry and stuff over food. It sounds damn stupid. Yeah, but then after that, I managed to pull through, and then I somehow exceeded my own expectations out of the competition. Yeah, so to me that was like, wow, I can achieve this with just a little bit more focus. And
What
discipline.
exceeded your expectations?
So in my very first comp, which was in 2022, I competed in the classic physics category lah. So
What was the weight? Sorry.
I was so classic physics, right? The weight limit is dependent on your height. So for my height, my max weight was 78 or 79 if I'm not wrong, and then I competed at 73 kg. Yeah, so I know that size wise I would be at a disadvantage lah, but I know then I nailed my conditioning. So I was from head to toe, I was very, very lean, very, very dry. Even my coach was very satisfied with the results. Yeah, then I was like, wow, I can achieve this. So I eventually came out of the competition with a third. In
Your
yeah,
first
in my
competition, you
first
came out
competition.
third.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, I think I got a place. I got some unfinished business. I would say. Because third is not enough for me. I wanted to be better. So then move on. 2023 was my second show. This time we went to 2 countries to compete, 2 different countries. So not a local show anymore. We wanted to try for a pro qualifier, which is a competition to get your pro card, which is, in another words, is a next level competition. So I wanted to challenge myself. I thought like, okay, I had the potential to be somewhere up there also with all the top athletes in the world. Yeah, so then started so from when I got off the stage in 2022, in August, right, I told myself like, okay, I want to focus all the way until 2023, until my international competition ended, right? So from 2022 until 2023, I never miss any single thing. So all my meals I clocked in. If my coach said no cheat meal for 1 whole year. So yeah. So like even when I traveled, I had to meal prep my food. So when I go overseas I still have to spend time with friends and my girlfriend and whatnot. So even if I had to travel with them, if I have to eat out, I bring my Tupperware everywhere I go.
Okay.
Yeah, even overseas also, same thing. Yeah, so I had to find places that had a kitchen to cook. So that was my priority, and a gym to train at. So that one whole year, I really put in my best effort that I could because I wanted to win lah. I wanted to come out on top. So everything was progressing very, very well until somewhere about 10 weeks out from my show in 2023. Then I had a personal family issue lah. Yeah, personal family issue that I couldn't focus on my prep for the longest time lah. For about 6-7 weeks, my whole prep just stopped. My body refused to respond to anything that I did. Yeah, even though I still didn't miss my meals, I still didn't miss my trainings. I didn't eat anything outside of my meal plan, but my body just decided, okay, you're not gonna respond.
Can you explain why?
Like, is it
Like,
stress?
is
Due
it-
to stress?
Yes, it was due to stress and sleep lah. So I couldn't sleep well. I couldn't sleep well. I was very, very stressed out all the time. My weight just kept staying at the same place, and that stressed me out even further.
Okay.
Right, so then things started to go down from there because I was very eager to make this work. So whatever plan my coach gave me, right, I decided to act on my own lah. Being stupid lah. I go and alter the plan. Go and change the plan because I wanted to do more than what he gave me. So he
Okay.
gave me an hour cardio. I would do 1.5 hour. I would do more. I would eat less than what he actually gave me.
Okay.
Just cause I wanted to be at my best for the show. Right? So, but nothing I did right changed lah. Like my weight still stayed the same. The way I look still stayed the same.
Okay.
Yeah, until about 3 weeks out, then my weight started to crawl back down, slowly come back down again, and then everything was moving a bit better lah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I thought like, okay, I only have 3 weeks left. So that was also another very tough moment in my life because I was doing 2.5 hours of cardio a day, of stairs, of climbing stairs. Yeah. So I was doing 2.5 hours cardio of that. I was training on 0 carbs. Yeah, so I was eating no carbo the whole day, no fats, only protein. And then I was doing my training, sometimes 2 training sessions a day, and even cardio. So I gave my everything to bodybuilding at that point in time. Yeah, so which is something I also felt sorry for to those who were around me because at that point in time I only focused on myself. I failed to see what was happening around me which was my family and my girlfriend.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's a interesting thing actually, which I want to touch on. Like during this, because you say 1 year you went you did all your meal preps and cheat meal and stuff like. How did this entire process affect the relationships around you?
So during I'm quite thankful and lucky because my family and my girlfriend is very supportive of me bodybuilding. Even though at the start, when I just started with my coach, right, I didn't know how strict the meal plan was going to be. But when I realized it was that strict, I failed to communicate that with my girlfriend. And then when she realized it was that tough, we definitely had a few arguments about it. Yeah. But then at the end of the day, I told her this is what I really want to do. And this is what I see that is very important for me for my career. Yeah, so she respected that and she supported me from then on. Yeah, so throughout this whole time, they were very, very supportive of me. Even when I was very down, they cheer me up and then they help me to, sometimes my girlfriend, my mom will help me meal prep my food when they see I'm very, 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 very tired. Yeah, then they'll help me meal prep my food. They'll tell me to keep going, to push on. Yeah, so relationships-wise, right, I feel like that was something I could have handled better during my prep because, like I said, I was just too focused on myself to see what was happening around me.
But
Especially the last 3 weeks, right?
Correct, the last 3
So
weeks.
from the last 3 weeks, you said that you didn't focus on anyone else except yourself.
Yes.
So then continue from there till the competition day.
Yeah.
How was everything?
So my family was like, okay, they decided to give me some space, right? They know that I'm not in the mood to do anything. I just wanted to focus on myself. So every day I came home, I just went straight to my room and just focused on sleeping.
Okay.
I try to sleep, try to get everything in proper sequence, shape lah. Yeah. So they gave me that space that I needed. Even my girlfriend, okay, she also gave me the space that I wanted. Even though I know, cause me and my girlfriend we talk a lot on a daily basis. She liked to tell me about her work stuff and all this. So at that point in time, she also decided to stop communicating all those to me because she know I wasn't in the mood to listen. So to the point where it was quite bad because she also had some issues going on with her life, right? She tried to talk to me about it, but I didn't listen. Lah. So I
Okay.
was just busy minding my own business, which was something I really regret lah, because the promise I promised them at the start before I started bodybuilding is that I will not neglect any of my relationships.
Okay.
Yeah, but then in the midst of chasing for that goal that I wanted, I failed to fulfill that promise. Yeah, so that's why currently also I'm on a break from bodybuilding and stuff like that.
Okay.
Just to get everything
Back in order.
back in order, make sure my relationships are fine with everybody, then to more to catch up on lost times. Yeah.
Okay.
But that's the like that's what it doesn't like what you just said happens to everyone when you're trying to achieve greatness. Sometimes the relationship you have to sacrifice some of the relationship and times you have
Yep.
because that's the catch.
Yes, correct.
If you really wanna get to a point like very high in your life, some relationships are gonna suffer. I think that applies to all of us.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So how do you juggle work and prepping
so
for your com?
okay, so when I decided to compete I made this commitment to myself. I mean, this is after like the competition in the previous year. I also learned in the cutting phases. All these, as every cutting phase you go through, every competition you go through, you learn something new, right?
Okay.
And then upon reflecting, I will have certain promise I made to myself. Yeah. So for example, last year I promised myself that I will not be so hot tempered. Okay, I will be more patient with everybody around me, right? And then I will try my best to spend as much time as I can with. Basically, to me is bodybuilding is my choice, right? I should not let this decision affect the people around me,
Okay, makes sense.
which is why I feel that doing that at that point in time, 3 weeks out, was very very selfish of me, Yeah, so that was something I until now I cannot really forgive myself for. Because
Did you realize this, or did someone tell you what was happening? How do you came to realize that this is affecting my my relationships? Or
actually it
if
was.
you don't mind sharing.
Yeah, of course. Okay, so back to the show Okay, prepping in. So I went to Philippines to compete first, right? And then 2 weeks later it was in Taiwan. So I know I was behind time. So when I went on Philippines, right, I literally felt like shit if I can say.
Okay.
I felt damn bad standing on stage. I didn't even get in any call outs. I was always so for bodybuilding. Usually the top few are always compared in the middle. I was at the side all the way, standing all the way, and then at that point in time, I was just standing there like, wow, I sacrificed so much for this, just to stand here and do this. Yeah. So, and then I cannot blame anyone because at that point in time, I would think that my relationship with everybody was a bit sour also because of how I treated them. Yeah.
Okay.
And then that was a morning show. And then I had a night show to do as well. Right? So in the morning I finished up my show. I didn't talk to anybody. I packed my stuff and I went back to the hotel alone. Right? And then I was like, okay honestly I was on the verge of tears, right?
Who was with you when you traveled?
It was my coach and my team also because there were quite a few of us competing, right? So but then I didn't want to at that point in time I didn't want to tell my coach at that there and then because he still had his other athletes to take care of.
So you don't want to bring the morale down.
Correct.
You don't want
Yeah.
to.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I didn't.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so I kept it to myself So I went back to my hotel room, cried about it, and then just when I was like emoing over it then a text came in from my oldest brother, right? So my oldest brother is someone I always look up to in life. Yeah. So my oldest brother texted me. Then he was like, "How did your show go?" Then I didn't feel like talking but then I just told him I think I just replied him like okay or something. So he knew something was up. Then he was like, okay, you want to talk to me about it? Okay, then I started spilling everything to him like how much I gave for this show and how much I sacrificed in order to stand on that stage. Then being the oldest brother that he was, it was very, very comforting Not something I would expect because of how I treated them. It's very amazing to see after how you treat people in certain ways. Like my families and my girlfriend was still there to cheer me up when I'm at my lowest. Yeah. So I even told him okay, I think I don't want to compete in my show 2 weeks later, the Taiwan one. Eventually I got to tell my family and my girlfriend, but everyone was very supportive lah. They told me not to give up lah. They say you already gave so much for the shows that you prep for. Then why you want to shortchange yourself, right? For the last 2 weeks.
I think you came at the right time.
Yeah,
The
it really
motivation
came.
came at the right time.
That's why. Yeah, and to me it was very amazing because like imagine like someone treats you like dirt or like shit, and then they still can come back and tell you to just continue what you're doing. Even though I might go back and still treat them like shit again for the last 2 weeks.
Okay.
So it's to me that support was very overwhelming for me.
But that means you knew that you were already treating them like shit.
Yeah, I knew.
Nobody told you like, hey, you are really
So you
treating
were
us like shit.
self-reflective on yourself?
Yeah, I knew that I wasn't me. I wasn't the usual me.
Okay.
I knew all those, and but then in order to achieve what I wanted I couldn't help it I just had to suck it up and then just let it go for the next few weeks.
So from then, you have 2 competition dates.
Yep.
So is it these 2 competition dates is one competition? Is it? Or
No,
is it 2
it's
separate?
two separate competitions.
Okay, understand.
Correct.
Both 2 weeks apart.
Yeah, they were 2 weeks apart.
Okay,
Yeah.
understand.
Can you tell us how did the competitions go? Like what were the results?
Yeah, so like I said, my first competition in Philippines, I was dead last, and I wasn't satisfied with the package that I brought. Right, same thing for the night show lah. So there was 2 shows in the first competition.
Okay.
Right, morning and night. Same thing for the night one. I went there, showed up, stand at the side all the way, then went back to my hotel room. Same thing.
Okay.
Yeah, and then
But
after
why did you stand at the side? Did they see
They
the
place
choice
you
or
at
they
the
place
Correct,
you there?
they placed me there because only the top few get to compare in the middle. So if you are not even in comparison, then you can just stand aside.
But do you feel that way, like that your physique?
Yes, I definitely felt it. I knew that the 6 weeks that my progress stopped, right, it was very,
affected.
very difficult to catch up.
But when you saw those like the people competing, do you think that they were very far ahead, or do you thought like actually I could have gotten here if I wanted to?
No lah. If I were to be honest with myself, no lah. I was just very bad. I was bad lah. I was nowhere near where I was in 2022.
How do they even rate
I was
bodybuilding
just about to ask
competitions?
that. Like, what is the criteria for the competition?
So for different categories have different criteria. So for classic physique, they look a lot at your shape, which I definitely have
Like
the,
a V-taper kind of.
Yeah, it's a bit of genetics also lah, because the small waist will benefit you more for classic physique lah. Yeah, so that was the thing I competed in. They look at of course your muscle, your size, and then how lean you are lah. So conditioning wise was something that I was always very confident in, but then I didn't bring it to that stage lah. Yeah, so at that point, because I knew I never had the size game over anybody. At that level, I will never have the size game one. Yeah, so I just knew I had to bring in my conditioning. So that was the issue that came up because my conditioning wasn't there.
Okay. So from the Philippines competition till the Taiwan competition, how was things?
So after the Philippines, I reflected lah, and then I tried my best to give in more effort to my family, to my girlfriend and stuff like that. I talked to them a bit more. I tried to listen to them a bit more. Yeah, and I spent a bit more time with them. It got a lot better, and mentally I was in a much better place after telling people about what I felt throughout the whole period of time. Yeah, because I had that family issue, which was ongoing for quite a bit. And then I just decided to let it all out to my, I think it was my oldest brother and my girlfriend also. Yeah, and then mentally I was a lot more sound. I was more in the process. And then turning up to Taiwan, I know, okay, I probably won't have a chance to win or anything. So I already had the expectation, right? But I promised myself I'll do my best no matter what. Right? And this is a promise I made to my girlfriend and my family also. I'll do my best. So I finished up my prep, competed on Taiwan. It was a lot better than how I was in Philippines. I mean, in 2 weeks, the progress that was made was quite very, very significant. Yeah, so to me, that was a win already for me because I came into the show not expecting to look good, not expecting to place anywhere. Yeah, so even though I wasn't in the top few, I was definitely proud of the package that I brought.
Do you mind sharing what was your ranking in the Taiwan competition?
I think,
Like, because in Philippines you say you came dead last, right?
yeah, I came dead last.
So in Taiwan, what was your...
Okay, I would think in Taiwan, I think there were about 14 competitors or something like that lah. I would think I was somewhere around the 8th or 9th maybe 10 positions somewhere around there. Still,
Out of how many?
14 or 15.
So it's
Still
it's
not
a-
in the top few. Yeah.
But it's still quite a
Yeah,
jump
yeah.
from the.
From the previous,
correct.
yeah.
Yeah. But I think rather than placing itself, I focus on myself a lot. Lah. So the package that I brought was a lot better from way better than Philippines. It was better than how I was in 2022. Yeah. So from then on, I was like, okay, I think this is the best I could have done in that short period of time. And I think I should give myself a pat on the back for that. Lah. Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
So did that boost your career? Going to competition and stuff like that. Did it boost like more clients coming to you, say, hey, bro, train me, something like that?
Yes, that definitely did play a part. Going to competition, I do have quite a few people that want to start to train under me because they know like, oh, I've been to compete, or maybe they see what I look like, and then maybe they want to achieve that kind of physique. They come to me and they say, okay, they want to train under me lah. I think similar to Sean also lah. But I think rather than the physique itself, is also another thing I learned a lot was from my coach lah. Was that starting as a PT really not easy. So when I started to train under my coach, right, I spent quite a lot of time asking him questions, watching him train clients, and I see how he actually the way he taught his clients. So that is always the motivation for me in training my clients also. Like the heart that he has for his clients is something that I want to replicate for my clients also. So if you ask me, right, competing in a competition, whether that brought me a lot of clients, I would say not competing itself, but the process of competing. Yeah, the prep and the knowledge that you gain from all these, right, is what will bring you the clients.
Was the sacrifice worth in the end, like from what you see?
From like comparing to now,
Yeah.
to today.
For me, definitely it's always a win for me lah.
Okay.
Yeah, I will.
Because you were saying about your relationships, how you
Correct.
you like you neglected your relationships.
Yep.
Was that like the like now when you look back
Mm.
and you see maybe the clients you gain or like the experience, your mental resilience, when you look back, was it worth it? Was it worth to you?
Definitely, I would think yes, it's worth it. Because
Overall, it's a gain.
overall, to me, hands down is a gain lah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I made mistakes. Yes, I made I had the issue of neglecting everybody around me. But I'm still thankful for what I got to learn from the competition. And I would say I was also lucky because everybody still chose to stay with me throughout. Yeah.
Okay.
And even until now. Yeah. So that's why I would say that part of me was lucky lah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Through all that experience that you had prepping and the mistakes you made,
Yep.
what are the learning lessons that now that you learn from yourself that you will bring down to your client who wants to compete?
That's a good question.
Yeah. Okay. So the first things
How
first
can you
is-
guide them?
First things first, right? Okay, these are some things that Sean were here before. So
Okay.
first thing first, if somebody
Hey, is he part of the course that you guys are?
so I'm his coach. I'm coaching him for
Okay.
so basically he knows my philosophy and stuff
Okay.
on how I coach people and things like that. So first thing first, if you can ask Sean, I ask all my clients is this: if a client wants to come to me and compete, I will say, are you ready to commit your life to competing for the next maybe 1 year?
Wait, commit your life to competing.
Yeah.
That's the question you ask.
Yes.
And
You can ask him. I asked him the exact same
What's
thing.
your answer? What's your answer?
Yes.
Why the yes sound like yes? You know?
Because okay, that yes wasn't like how I said it now. Okay, that yes was more hype at that point of time.
Okay.
Because I did like what you said. I didn't expect the diet to go this bad. I really didn't expect the diet to be so painful. You understand? Right? No one will accept because anyone in your mind, diet easy, just cut down your carbs, just cut down your sugar, don't eat this, don't eat that. Okay, you all can say this kind of thing. But when you're on the prep for com, that's basically which is my mock prep. Basically just a second prep, second phase. Now is it second phase? It's a second phase. Now I really feel it. No? Anyone will say, cheat day, cheat meal, this and that. But when you start to cut down your carbs slowly, that is the one that will really hit you right in the head. You don't even know when you're going to cut your carbs. That's the thing. Only your coach knows. I mean, he can tell you and get you prepared. But the thing is, whether can you be mentally prepared on time?
Yeah, that's
Wow.
I mean,
Makes a lot of sense.
Makes
Yeah,
a lot of
yeah.
sense.
Can you really focus not?
Yeah.
You will tell yourself, next week I like this week. Today is like yesterday was the last day where I can use sauce on my food. So today onwards I can't use any sauce. But he told me like days back. So I tell myself, okay lah, just enjoy my sauce. I'll just enjoy my sauce now. I'm spreading all over the food like nobody's business. But today came. I wasn't prepared. I really wasn't prepared. The pain is there. Really is. I tell you, the diet is not easy lah. But a lot of people can just say, diet lah, anyone can do. But when you go through it properly, not on your own, no, properly, that's where you really feel like.
Okay.
Like maybe like in my personal experience, because I don't usually see like how do bodybuilders prep, but before when I used to I used to be part of a Muay Thai gym, so I used to see some of the fighters, like they have to cut weight getting ready for the fight, so I used to see that process.
Yeah.
And they also have to they also have to be on a diet. They cannot eat whatever they want, and I could see their face, like before when they come to the gym they are very cheerful, very happy. Then when you see them they are one corner, their face all like they just moody. You can see their eyes going. Like what's the mental fortitude for you to just wake up the next day knowing that you cannot eat what you want, you cannot do what you want.
Yeah.
What is the motivation to keep going?
Results.
Results,
The
straight away.
The
Results.
results you produce, to be honest. Because every day when I wake up, I'll go to the mirror. I'll go to the mirror. I'll
Hey, they all from before lah.
So
Even last time, right?
He has his bad habit from last time.
So yeah, I'll just look in the mirror. Hey, results. But then it will help me for a while,
Yeah.
like half the day. The other half will be damn shag.
Yeah.
The other half will be mentally shag because I'm training clients and I'm basically working considered long hours also. And training clients, you have to control, because training clients is not easy. People make mistakes and you have to correct their mistakes. And correcting them once or twice is okay. But countless of times, it really will flip a switch in your head. Especially when you're not consuming food which you want to eat. If I can eat McDonald's, of course I will. I don't mind teaching him 3 hours, correcting your mistake for 3 hours. But I'm eating food which is, I'm on low carbs, no sugar, but on a minimal fat intake at the moment. So it's really basically also the people around you lah. Actually,
Okay.
the people
So
around
the
you.
food affects your mental state, or is it
I think
other
of course,
factors?
100%.
Like other factors.
I think there's a lot of different factors that affect your mental state when you are prepping through a competition. Firstly, is definitely the food lah. I mean, food is a necessity for us as humans. So imagine you take away that thing that we humans find joy in. Like imagine you go out with your friends. Most of the time is to go out to eat.
Correct.
You take that thing away, then you now cannot even go out with your friends. So you take away a lot of things rather than just the food itself. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Then even if you go out, people are like, oh, just eat one lah, just eat two lah. Then you start getting angry and stuff like, why you can't just listen to me? And these were all of these are part of the, in a way, package lah. I would say this bodybuilding package. Yeah. Then another thing also is, as you are cutting down, your body fat is dropping to an unhealthy range. Then that's the thing that will also affect how you are mentally also and physically
Oh, it's because it's in a unhealthy range. That's where
Yes.
your mental
I mean,
state.
anything actually below 6%.
Actually, honestly,
or 10%
even
is already unhealthy.
yeah, 8% or 7 or 8 would start. You will really feel the switch.
It's considered unhealthy already.
Yeah.
So you see all those competing actually is unhealthy. Those who are gymming and going go for a lifestyle kind of training, those are healthy people.
Like I was seeing some of the the pro bodybuilders I was seeing some interview by Ronnie Coleman.
Yeah.
That they used to say the body fat percentage used to go less than 3%.
Yeah,
Is
3%,
that for real?
1%. Yeah, it's real. It's real because I mean you see them on stage like this. It's amazing to think how they can get that big with no fat at all. So it's just muscle, bones and skin. That's all there is. Don't have water inside.
Do you guys have any like for yourself? Do you have any like bodybuilders that inspired you, or like is there any other than maybe your coach or like someone like you see on the internet or you saw like back then?
I think back then, no.
Okay.
Like I said, it was a very rash decision for me to even jump into thinking of competing. So like, I really don't really know much about bodybuilding at that point in time. Now, of course, like there are a few bodybuilders that I really look up to overseas lah, mostly overseas. Other than my coach, would be, for example, like Sean Clarida. If you all know who it is, that is one of the.
How about the very popular one that shares your name? The what's Chris
Bumstead. Yeah, so yeah, he's another one. Like I definitely want to look like him. Yeah, so
we also want to be like
yeah, that's why everybody wants that, right? But yeah, so but at the end of the day, I think it's what Sean says. You wake up, you see yourself, you feel motivated. I wake up, I watch their videos, I feel motivated. But at the end of the day, that's not what gets me through. That motivation only will last for a very, very short period of time. Then after that, it's up to your own mental fortitude, on how strong you can push, how much you can push. And that exactly is why I keep choosing to compete again. Even though I always tell myself, okay, this is the last time I'm going to suffer this much. I don't want to put myself through this suffering again. But then end up, I always like, okay, let me do one more.
It's like putting a tattoo.
Addictive.
Yeah.
It's an addictive kind of.
Something addictive.
how many competitions have you took part in?
So far, I went for three competitions. I started a bit late lah because when I wanted to compete in 2019, COVID hit, right? And then for the next 2 years after that, there were no shows. So I couldn't. So I didn't compete for like 3 years. Then I only started in 2022. Yeah, after COVID hit. Yeah.
Okay.
So throughout all this time, I was with my coach.
Okay, so were you on steroids during your?
Hey, you straight away jump the gun. Like, okay. Like I was planning to bring it up, but you know, slowly.
Yeah, so when I first approached my coach, I actually was very hesitant on steroids. So I asked him, can I do it naturally? So he was very honest with me lah. He said, very difficult or no, because I don't have that genetics. You know, some people have that genetics. They don't really need to take much steroids, don't even need steroids at all, and then they can compete. But I know myself and he knows me that I don't have the genetics for it. He said, you need to be on gear. And then at that point in time, I was like, okay, since I'm really going to do it, I might as well just do it right. So I spoke to my girlfriend about it. And I was like, okay, let's just jump on gear. Then from there, I've been on gear.
Okay,
Yeah.
so would you say that being on gear could affect your mental state as well?
That's a good question.
Yes. Yes and no, I would say.
Okay.
Yes, in a sense that certain steroids, PEDs let's call it PEDs they do affect your hormones, which can trigger all these, like for example anger issues or mostly raging issues
Sleep deprived.
sleep issues and all these kind of things. So that's where the PEDs come into play. But personally, having gone through that, right, because I'm not someone who's very easygoing all the time also lah. So I also do have my temper and stuff like that. So when I jump on gear, someday I promised my girlfriend, because I told her about the side effects lah.
Okay.
That I may become more temperamental and stuff. She made me promise that I won't lah.
Okay.
Yeah, so to me, a promise is very important lah. When I make a promise, I need to keep it. So that's why when I competed and I didn't fulfill my promise, I was very, very upset with myself, even until now. So when I jump on gear and I promised her that, I did manage to stay away from all these anger issues. Yeah, so like, no matter how angry I was, I didn't take my anger on anybody or anything. Yeah, so I kept it all to myself lah. So yes, it does enhance the mood. Like it does make you feel worse or whatever, but I feel like to a certain extent that still can be controlled, whether or not you want to.
So the food affects more or the steroids affect more?
I would say the food lah. Yeah. The food is number one. The steroid just adds an addition.
Okay,
so it's like the topping, the topping on ice
Like
cream.
it enhances.
Yeah, enhances.
Like
Like
a lot
what is this lah?
A lot of people
PEDs.
say that basically, like steroids just basically is like yourself but times 100. You know, it's like it enhances
Correct.
who you are and
Yeah, I would say that's exactly true lah. Like what you said, it's still yourself, but it's just times 100.
Okay.
Yeah, but then whether you want or not to control that is still your choice.
Yeah,
You can
understand.
times 1,000 your willpower to curb that. So it still can be controlled. But you will enhance it, definitely.
So from bodybuilding, what was the transition to the ice cream cafe?
Okay, pause. I need to go pee.
Okay, guys, we are all back from toilet break. Before we talk about the ice cream cafe, we have a few more questions which we thought we missed out. So let's get it on, guys.
So, for your financial, how do you balance out your financial, and also how much do you spend over your whole comp prep, and was it worth the experience and everything?
I think that's a very good question. Financial. So, I think this for those who are looking to compete. First things first. I would say the cost, including my gear and my food and everything, we just talked about the cutting phase, which was about 16 weeks. I think easily, including the coaching fee, I think easily that would cost about a good 7 to 8K.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
Okay.
including so everything included. I would say 8K just for that 16 weeks. So 4 months.
Sorry for my language. 16 fucking weeks, 8K.
Yeah, it's roughly around there. So it's
an expensive kind of,
It's really expensive. This sport. That's why there's a lot of bodybuilders now, right? They stop bodybuilding because let's be
That's
honest.
4 months. 4
yeah,
months,
in
6
4 months. And I didn't use a lot of stuff. Yeah, a lot of the gear, because my coach protocol is that if we can avoid, we avoid as much as possible. Try to keep you as, to stay away from, because all these things are harmful for your health. Yeah. So, financial wise, yeah, it would cost an easy 8K over that 4 months. Yeah, 16 weeks.
There's a low tier, or it can go much higher than
It can go much higher, definitely.
Depending on what you're
depending
taking.
on what you're taking and how the dosages of what you're taking. Yeah, those can range.
Okay,
for-
I'm gonna
to a
go
lot of
ask something more controversial.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not encouraging anyone to take roids, but I just want to know
Yep.
what are the best roids to let's say I want to put on muscle, I want to lose fats. I just interested to know basically.
Yeah, okay. So the very basic gear, technically considered one of the safer ones, testosterone. That's I think that is one of the, in a way, safest with the most effects, especially when you're coming from a natural starting point. That's alone, actually you can achieve quite a bit with that really. Yeah, because that's how I started out also.
So what are the pros and cons of taking tests?
I mean the physical side effects, I think
That's the pro.
I would think good and bad.
Good and bad, okay.
The size part, definitely you will see a very, very rapid change. Whether it's to gain weight or gain muscle, or even if you want to lose fat. Yeah, in a sense, yeah. Because I mean, the more muscle you hold, it definitely increases your metabolism, right? So that's where the fat burning process comes from. Yeah. So test is definitely one of my is always in there in my cycle.
Okay.
It will never go away one. Yeah, and then some of the harder, more hard hitting ones, but I see that are very beneficial would be trend.
Trend. It's
But there's many types of tests, many types
Correct.
of trend.
Yep.
How to know which one you're supposed to take?
So for the different kinds, right? It all the differences is all in the life the basically how long it stays in your system, right? So there's we just start with test, for example. There's a test C, there's test E, and then there's the test P. C and E are quite similar in their let's call it shelf life. They stay in your system for the same amount of time, quite similarly, which is about, I would say, 3 to 4 days. Then you see it start to drop already, the levels, right? But for test P, it's slightly different. So for test P, it shoots up very high, and then it slowly drops, right? So that one you don't need to jab so often. Yeah. Anyway, all these are injectables. Testosterone tests are injectables.
Okay.
Yeah. So for test P, you only need to jab them once a week, right? They can stay in your system for that long. But for test C and test E, you have to constantly shoot them more often, like maybe 2 to 3 times a week. that kind.
So can we say that those long shelf life,
Yep.
meaning like those, it's called long esters, right?
Yeah, long
so long
esters.
esters and short esters.
Yep.
So for all long ester steroids have to be together, or can we mix them with short ester?
You can mix them. Yes, you can mix them. But so for example, we are doing just a very quick example. We are doing trend A's and test B, right? So on the day where you need to shoot both, you shoot both. And then the days after that, you don't shoot the test B until the 1 week. You just shoot the trend in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that doesn't really affect.
So that means I can take, because layman question be I can take different kind of steroid, like I can shoot different kind of steroids on the same day. Won't
Yes,
affect. Yeah.
won't affect. Yeah. So when we are on cycle, when we have that different kinds of steroids that we are using, you can all just stack them up together and just shoot together. Doesn't affect. Yeah.
So okay, so we touch on test, we touch on trend.
Yep.
What about other things like common ones like
GH. How about
T-ball,
Uh,
GH?
GH. Okay, GH can be a thing. Okay, because
It's very controversial. Like people say GH is not good because it really makes your bone bigger, and your organs also
Correct.
become bigger. I don't
Yeah,
know
so,
if it's true or it's true.
It's true.
I heard there's many type of GH.
There are many types. There are many different types. But
Can explain what is GH to everyone?
so basically, GH is a growth hormone. Actually, it's a natural producing hormone in your body already. Yeah, but it's just that you take GH to enhance that hormone. So steroids, right? They are all usually some kind of hormones that are already inside your body, but they are just used to enhance whatever you already have in your body. Yeah. So for GH, right, it's true what you say, like they do enlarge your organs and stuff like that. So GH is one of the more, I would say, dangerous steroids. That I think if you are just looking to try out bodybuilding or whatever, I don't think you should go and meddle with that lah. Yeah, but personally, I've tried GH. The effects you see are quite crazy. You really grow in a very fast period of time. You really grow. Yeah. But if you ask me about the side effects of GH, I would say touch wood, I'm on the luckier side. I don't really have a lot of side effects from steroids usage, right? Regardless of the countless. I've used a lot like test, trend, GH, Mestron, what else is there? Winstraw, Halo, all these kind of things. Some are injectables, some are orals. Yeah. Or luckily, I don't really have side effects for them. But then, one thing to be safe is if you are looking to start a cycle, or if you are planning to start a new cycle with something new added in, you need to get your blood work done. So that's something like we will all go through as bodybuilders in order to keep your health markers in check. Yeah. So blood work is something that's very, very necessary.
So you have to do it like how often do you do a blood work?
So usually I will get it done before the start of maybe a dieting phase or a bulking phase. And then at the end of the dieting, I also get it done. So if anything is not in range, then we have to combat that either with other medications or health supplements.
Okay.
Yeah. So these are the things that you can use.
But when you are in cycle, do you take it before cycle, in between cycle, any blood work that is done?
It's when I'm in cycle, it's just before I start and after. Yeah. Correct.
Where do we get the blood work?
Actually, you can go to any clinic and just get a blood work done. Say I want to do my blood test. Then, yeah. There's this lab that is in if I'm not wrong, in Kallang. It's called Puff Labs. Yeah. So that is where I always get my blood work. It's quite cheap
How much does it cost?
It only costs about 60, 70. Yeah, somewhere around there to get a blood work done. Yeah. Just to check the essential stuff. So things like your cholesterol. Because these are things that gear will mainly affect your cholesterol, your blood sugar levels, and those kind of things. Yeah. Okay. So these are the things that you need to look out for.
I actually quite interested in the GH.
Yeah.
So what are the effects of GH?
So like I say, GH as the name is growth hormone, is basically a drug that enhances your growing capacity.
So you will grow taller.
Okay, grow taller, right?
No,
as
cannot
adults, right? Won't.
Because
Okay.
your bones fuse already.
Correct. But then there are studies that show that if done in kids, then
Yeah,
because they're still growing.
Messi.
Oh, Messi.
They inject him with growth hormone because fella 150. Then he
Yes.
grew 20 cm.
Correct. So it's exactly the same thing. We use exactly the same thing. But for us as bodybuilders, we are looking more towards the growth of muscle.
So if I want my kid to look like Yao Ming, I would just inject GH.
I mean, like whether you want to take that. So other than height, all your organs will be enlarged. So things like your heart,
for those who
all
are
these
sick, those who have like cancer,
Yep.
tuberculosis, all these kind of thing, will it enhance the problem?
It can. Because it also enhances cancer cells. Everything in your body will enlarge.
Actually, cancer cells is
already there.
it's already there
It's already
even if you
correct.
don't have cancer. It's just
just
the
not
cells.
activated
It's
yet.
just not activated.
Yes.
Yeah, you everyday repairing, regenerating,
Yeah.
destroying.
Yeah.
New cells.
Correct. Yeah.
So is it expensive, the GH? I
GH
heard it's
is
very
more on
expensive.
GH is more on the pricier side. At that time, I was using a very low dosage. I was only using 2 IU per day. So it comes in IUs. So one vial can last me about... Because GH you have to jab every day.
Okay.
Yeah, then one vial will last me about 5 days. 5 or 10 days. I would say 10 days. Yeah, I would say
Okay.
it lasts me about 10 days. That's considered a very low dosage.
Okay.
So maybe that one vial we are looking at somewhere in the 50s. Yeah, $50. Yeah,
Okay.
just for 10 days. Yeah.
Okay,
It's more on the
that's quite
pricey
a lot.
side.
How do you tell this is just something that I always was thinking, how do you tell whether someone is on roids from the physique? Like, what do you look at, the shoulders? Do you look at the...
I think one thing, okay, actually, right, this is very hard because there are some naturals that are really gifted with genetics, right? People will just say they are steroids.
Okay.
But then with steroids, right, the most obvious part that I can think of is always the shoulders. There will be this very round and full look to the shoulders.
Is it
that-
because they inject at the shoulders or?
Not necessarily. It's just a thing with steroids.
Is it the when the shoulder is very round and very veiny, does it mean that...
No, not that. When it's round and it looks like it's rock hard.
Okay.
I would
Very
think that,
firm,
yes, correct.
basically.
Very, very firm. And I would think that is the first indicator to me that somebody's using steroids. But honestly, other than that, it's really very difficult to tell whether somebody's on
I
steroids.
heard
Like-
is that they start sweating at their shoulder area.
I never heard about that. So I'm not sure about that. Yeah, sweating the shoulder.
I don't know. I don't think I realized that I ever heard from
Yeah, so...
No, because when I see when I see UFC or I see boxing, I saw some, I'm not gonna say names but I see some fighters their head become bigger all then confirm it looks like confirm this fella take GH.
Yeah. I mean, that can be a reason. Yeah.
Head become bigger from GH is possible?
Like I said, because everything becomes bigger. Everything. So,
Okay.
yeah, even your head, it can happen.
Don't
It
give
can
Mohit
happen.
later his mouth become bigger.
Like your organs and stuff. So the brain
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Correct. It's
Oh,
just
but
the
quite
enlargement.
scary, yeah.
It's,
actually, it
it's
is,
quite scary.
Actually, I also a bit scared. Later
We also scared.
No, later my brain become bigger, I become more intelligent than what I am.
But we are worried about your mouth.
Okay, but one more thing about GH. I heard that it reduces your lifespan. Is that true?
I would say if you don't take the necessary precautions, but it's the
What
same
are the
with
precautions?
every steroid. It's the same with every steroid. GH don't make it extra special. Okay, the risk with GH is that with enlarged organs, right? Then like for example, your blood flow gets affected. Like the oxygen that you're breathing in can't supply the heart enough. So that's where it becomes a bit of a danger.
Everything has to be
Yeah.
more.
Correct. Everything has to be more. But then what you're taking cannot increase.
Because not everything will grow at the same pace. What?
Okay.
Maybe your one organ will grow bigger, another won't grow the same. So the sizing in your organs,
Imbalance.
there's an imbalance to it.
Correct.
Okay.
There will be. So it's like, imagine your heart enlarged. It needs more oxygen, right? It needs more oxygen for your body to function. But then the amount of air that you're breathing in is the same.
But at least you can tell your girlfriend now that you have a bigger heart.
Literally, in a dangerous way. In a dangerous way. Yeah, so in that sense, it can affect. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think that's the part about GH that makes it scarier than other steroids. Because other steroids, they affect things like your kidney, okay, like your liver, your cholesterol, and your things like that, which I would say is more of like a slow death. Slow death, but GH it can happen anytime.
So is GH the most potentially harmful steroid there is?
I will put it up there lah.
Is there anything higher than GH?
Higher, no. On the same level, there are few that I have never tried before. So
Any examples?
Like for example, I think insulin is one of them.
Insulin, isn't it like the diabetes one?
Correct, but there's a hormone there's a PED for that as well. Not exactly sure what it does, but I've heard that it is on par with GH.
Okay.
Yeah, correct. But I've never experienced.
What are
that.
the difference between, maybe if you know, like the bodybuilding PEDs and like the fighter kind of PEDs, like the other sort of athletes PEDs?
Same.
Because like recently they were saying that the Ryan Garcia David Haney fight. They say that Ryan Garcia tested positive for Osterine. What the fuck is Osterine?
Yeah, so like honestly, even myself, I don't know all the PEDs there. There are just way too many. A lot. PEDs wise, from one spot to another spot is the same lah. But whether it serves the intended purpose. So when we talk about bodybuilding, we always talk about muscle. So we only look at steroids that
Enhance your muscles.
enhances muscle or decreases or increase your fat burning. Yeah, these are the steroids.
Because
that
there
we
are some
talk about.
steroids that like I was going through the rabbit hole of steroids.
Yeah.
Like I was just like, like then I was seeing some of the steroids like you said, focusing especially on building your body, your muscles. And there are some steroids that I don't know if you guys are aware, maximizes your reflexes, makes you more agile, your speed,
I think I got
everything.
heard about that. Yeah.
So it's like fighters take this, like your reflexes you become more.
Okay.
So that is damn crazy.
Stronger
like,
than Monster Energy.
like
Yeah.
stronger than Monster Energy.
Yeah. So if you think about it, right, it's quite scary lah. Like
Yeah.
there are things that can be manipulated just like that, just by injecting something into your body. So like, but of course, to me is if you can stay natural and you still get the results that you want. Because one misconception is a lot of people think steroids just does the work for you. You don't need to put in any effort for yourself. Right? I think a lot of people have
that's
that
bullshit
idea.
lah.
Yeah,
100%.
that's totally bullshit lah. Because if you just take steroids without training, without dieting, you're just gonna look flabby as shit.
Okay.
And that's not, or you might not even change how you look because you are not doing any changes to your lifestyle. So I think that's one misconception that a lot of people have, or those who are looking to jump into steroids.
Like it's
without
like
even
a
considering,
magic potion.
Yeah, there is no magic potion. At the end of the day, it's still hard work.
Okay.
How to know the right amount to take
In terms of
in terms of steroids?
dosages.
Yeah.
So there are extreme people. There's no right amount one, but there are extreme people who get. So like for myself, right, when I was on prep, I was doing 500 mg of test. Just an example, there are people who go up to 2 grams. So it's times 4 of what a normal person. There's no end to it. You know what I mean? Yeah. If you just talk about you just want to get as big as possible, you don't want to care about the side effects and stuff like that, then you can honestly do as much as you want. If you don't care about dying and stuff like that.
So it doesn't concern your height, your weight. It doesn't go by that.
No, it doesn't go by that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You just go by how much you
Correct.
How much
want
you-
to.
Yeah.
You know.
What is considered a safer dosage and what is the more extreme ones?
No, like I mean, like any drug you take, now I take 30 Panadol, I would die, what?
Yeah.
So it's the same way, I think so, right?
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
correct.
Like any medicine, I want to take 20 antibiotics. I want to take
Correct.
50 cough syrup.
Yeah. No limit lah. No limit to your weight or it's not nothing to do with your weight and stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay, I got a last question.
Yep.
So you said that during your previous com, you made a lot of mistakes.
Yep.
With your family, girlfriend, you neglected them here and there. So do you think that your next com, would you be able to avoid all of that?
That's a good question. Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a very good question. And that's why until now I still haven't made a decision. Okay. I can say this lah. It's very easy for somebody to just say yes, I can do it when you're not in the situation yet. Right? So I feel like that is something I have to really carefully think about. Whether I will fall back into the face. And even if I do say yes, I can control at the end of the day, who knows what's going to happen at the end, right? Yeah. So rather than just making empty promises, I would rather gear towards shifting my like trying to talk to my family and my girlfriend about all these kind of things that may happen first in order to prepare them.
Communication
Yeah,
is
correct.
key.
I think it's very important to communicate to those that are very close around you. Yeah, because they are the ones that are going to be directly affected by what you're doing. Yeah,
correct.
That's why they all say bodybuilding is a very selfish sport. It is a very selfish sport. You only care about yourself and yourself only. Nobody else. Nothing else matters. Yeah, so of course, if you ask me now, I would say, yeah, I will be able to not neglect my family, not neglect my girlfriend and stuff like that. But until I'm ready to really commit and say that confidently, I don't think I can put an answer to that. Yeah. So that's why I'm also delaying my competitions.
When
further
are you
notice.
planning for any upcoming shows?
There's no plan as of now, but
Now is your time to sell yourself.
Alright, so there's no plan as of now. Actually, I wanted to look at a show early half of next year, right? But then, so Sean and there's this other guy that wants to compete under me. So to me as a coach, I think it's my responsibility to be in my best condition, to be able to be in the right headspace to be able to coach them.
Yeah, because if you're competing,
Correct.
you really won't be able to coach.
Yes, so
But are
to
there some
me it's-
examples of like people competing and able to coach at the same time? Is that even possible?
I mean, I heard of some.
There have been some, but if you ask me, results not too good for
Okay.
their athletes. And that's not something I want to give to my athletes. Because I make sure that they are well taken care of. When they are on stage, they know that everything has been done for them to be at in their best position to win already.
That means you can't compete anytime sooner because like you
Correct.
know you have people
So if
competing
people-
under you.
Correct. So my rule, same as my coach, if there are people wanting to compete under me, and if I do agree to take them for a competition, then I will not compete.
Okay.
Yeah, because my focus should be them and not
Okay.
myself already.
Lastly, what is the importance of student and coach relationship? How important it is for like just now you mentioned family,
Yep.
mostly family. I heard you were mentioning, but how about the bond between student and coach?
I think
Because I think at one point of time, you'll be talking more to your coach than your own family
yeah,
members.
that's
right?
true. That's true. That's true.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Actually, that's very true. Yeah, so okay, now to Sean, right, as a coach, firstly, I feel like the most important thing between us is trust. That's the number one priority for me. So I don't see trust as something to be given also. Like I feel like I need to build that trust in Sean also.
Okay.
Like for him to trust me completely as a coach by delivering the results that he wants to him. I think first thing is trust. Like because I've had clients that tell me they do things but then end up they don't. They can lie about it but when they send me their weekly check-ins and pictures, I can see exactly whether they are following the plan or not.
Okay, can I ask some juicy questions?
Yeah.
Have you ever sound Sean? Like, do you sound him off? Like, there's some things that you like. I know it's personal, but you know if you are okay to share, like there are some results you haven't achieved. I want to see you achieve. Like, have you ever sound him off like, or many times, or it happens all the time? I don't know.
I mean, yeah. I think I'm a very honest person
Okay.
Because I think that's something that Sean signed up for also. Because when he approached me,
Hey, Sean, why you like? your face like suddenly changed. You're like, hey, fuck this.
correct. I don't know but when he approached me also, first thing I tell him I'm strict and I'm very honest. So when you look at Sean now, right, a lot of people say he's very lean. Or he looks damn good already. But all I see is the improvements that can be made.
Okay.
How do you balance being strict and not at the same time not discouraging your
Because I feel like, okay, so I think this is the part where communication is very important and the way you put things to your student, your clients and whatever. You need to be firm, but you cannot demoralize them. Okay? Because it is a fact that they are doing their best also. Even if you, let's say, even if you do end up cheating on a diet, I cannot just say because you cheated on that one meal, you're not doing your best. Maybe that guy is really having some issues, having some difficulties. You know, that's why as much as possible,
so empathy is also important lah.
yeah, because like imagine now he say he has some serious family issue to attend to. I can't just be like the coach that like, just don't care about that shit. Just focus on yourself lah. Why do you need to care about so many things? No, I know in life that's not what's gonna happen. Yeah, and if I were to just do that, I think that would make me a shit coach lah. And this is based off personal experience from stories that I heard lah.
Okay.
When their clients tell their coach that they have issues, and the coach just say just continue.
Oh, okay.
I think
that's selfish.
That's selfish, and there's just a lack of care on the part. Yeah, so I think these are all my red flags as a coach. So whatever I hear stories, whatever my coach teach me, I learn, and then these are the things that I want to replicate for my clients also.
So how do you find Sean as a student?
Sean. Okay.
Like I don't know, as a coach, like me and Ato sometimes we sick of Sean shit. Every 5 minutes at the mirror all. Then I always look at Ato and say, here we go again.
I think all you hear now is about Sean talking about food, right? Like what he wants to eat and stuff like that.
Like why because like whenever he talks to us about food, like in the back of our mind, like he's making me hungry also. Now I'm hungry.
Yeah, I think okay, as his coach I find Sean, I think my number one most hardworking. That's something I can say confidently. Yeah, he has his times where he complains like, oh, I'm working too hard. Oh, I'm not eating enough. I need waffles. I need this. I need that. Right? There are times where he says that.
Wait, he has asked you like, can I have another cheat meal?
Yeah, definitely for sure. But if you ask me, I'll always tell him the same thing. I say I'll give you the meals when the time is right. Because I'm not gonna.
How do you judge that? Like, do you see like, okay, your physique improve a lot. Okay, now
so
it's the time for.
In a cutting phase, right? Usually they don't have any cheat meals at all. So like every day, Monday to Sunday, is just
sounds like hell.
It's hell.
It sounds like hell.
Yeah. So when the time to give them what we call a refeed day, which is a bump up in calories, right? Is when we see their performance. First, there's a few things to measure. Firstly, their performance in the gym, whether there's a sharp decline. Okay, whether their progress starting to stall. And then there's also things like when their muscle bellies are looking very flat. Right? Because as bodybuilders, you want them to be full. You want to look big. And you want to look like your muscles are filled up. So if it starts getting too flat, right, and that gets prolonged for a very long period of time, right, it's very hard to fill them up by the time it's his competition day. So throughout your cutting phase, like when the time is right, you need to give this structured refeed for them to fill up their muscle.
And when you're seeing Sean's progress, like are you satisfied with what is going on? And the same question goes to Sean. Are you satisfied with how your progress is going on? So I'm asking two questions to him and to you.
I think for me, progress wise, I'm satisfied but I want things to be better because I mean you can ask Sean because I'm constantly nagging at you every day. Like when he sends, even when he posts, I think now also he's scared to post his workout on IG. If he posts his workout on IG, right, you can ask him every single time I will comment something to be improved on.
Okay.
Then even today, just now when we were at the gym together, we came over here together, right? He was doing his Stairmaster. After he was done, he told me damn shag. Then he told me he burned 600 calories on the Stairmaster.
You want to increase my cardio?
I think you need to increase your level Like
Is it
level
not
7
enough?
looks very easy for you. So I think you need to push harder.
How is it easy?
Yeah, so these are the things that I be very honest with Sean about and transparent so that he knows what needs to be done to get better also.
Okay, now Sean, your turn.
I mean, I see a lot of improvement in myself. I really do.
Are you satisfied?
So, I am satisfied. But of course, it's not the end yet. It's still not the end goal. I know it can be better.
You sound like a politician now, like very political.
But the reason why, because I still, firstly, I trust Chris. I trust whatever he's implementing to me. Whatever he says, I may complain a lot, but I trust the process.
You like very
Because-
touched.
Because I got tell Chris before. I mean, you all should know also as friends that I base my trust also on loyalty towards friends a lot. That's why you see I don't really mix around with people too much. I only mix with the same people. So to me, loyalty, I told Chris, to me, loyalty is very important.
Yeah.
So when I went to Chris, because I saw something in him which really can drive me all the way. And that loyalty with him, I will stay. Just like my friend, just like anyone lah. So to me, loyalty is very important. I won't break that. I'll try my best to perform to your expectations. And I'll push myself to the limit lah. As long as I get the as long as I get a peanut butter waffle like asking for.
Okay. So I think now we can.
Wait. I still got a few more questions. Okay, so what do you think of the steroid trade?
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Hey,
like
you always jump the gun like you like one straight away.
I think it's very interesting. That side of the story.
because like it's not legal to sell, correct?
Yeah.
So
God
what
damn.
is the what do you know of what the punishment is for selling or for taking, or I don't know how it works, you see?
I think on that part, right, I wouldn't say I'm the best person to ask also because
Okay.
the only thing I know is consuming it is not illegal.
Okay.
But supplying and buying, is illegal.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think that's the. But with regards to what are the fines and punishments or all this, I'm not too sure about that as well because I also never experienced or
Yeah,
encountered.
because like I think everyone has been.
I think it's just the fine because I don't think it's like cough syrup and all which will get you high and then do stupid things.
Yeah.
I don't think it's like that. I think it's just a.
I think it might just be a
fine.
fine lah. I don't.
Yeah, it
if,
might be a
if regards
fine
to
only.
prison sentence,
I doubt
doubt
it'll
so
be
lah.
prison sentence. Yeah.
Okay. But like, is it a very good kind of a business? Would you say?
It can be. Honestly, it can
Okay.
be because I think currently in Singapore, right, there's not many suppliers that are out there.
Okay.
So
Really?
there's not many.
I feel
Because
like
it's
there's a lot.
difficult.
Yeah, I feel there's a lot.
I would say more reputable ones.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe those.
Is it easy? Is it as easy to find like vape?
No.
It's harder than vape.
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah. I guess because the community is smaller also lah. The bodybuilding community.
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
I
so-
think vape is too easy to find. Yeah, honestly,
I think anybody can buy. Yeah. So, with regards to the business itself lah, on selling these gears and stuff, I would say if you are in the right environment lah, then maybe it can be a good place
Good
for
income.
you. Good income. Yeah. For example, if you are in the gym.
Then of
and
course.
I think we got like hear stories of like people selling to like young kids at the gym or some
yeah.
things like that lah. Yeah, so
Yeah.
That's one way lah, you know. Yeah, but in terms of profits wise,
It really depends.
it really depends
Depends
on
on
whether you can get that customer base flow in the first place. Yeah.
Okay. What about like mass gainer, protein shake, things like that? Like how healthy is it, or how good is it for your body?
So these are supplements lah. Okay, we call it supplements lah. So, how good is it lah? I would say there are times where it's necessary, but there are times where it's not lah. You know, so for example, mass gainer, right? If you are those kind that you are always working, you really don't have time to squeeze your meals in, then okay, maybe mass gainer might be a good fit for you in that sense, right? I know there's a lot of like backlash about mass gainer saying it's not effective and stuff like that lah. But if you come down, I think what people don't understand is the issue of time also, right?
Okay.
A lot of people have this misconception like everybody is very free. Like myself lah, I have the time to do I prioritize my 6 meals a day. Yeah, so I eat my 6 meals a day no matter what. But if there are people that are really pressed for time, not in the same trade as I'm, not a bodybuilder like me, but still want to grow, then I would think mass gainer is a good alternative for them lah. Just drink it on the go ma. Yeah, it's the same thing for protein shake. If people just cannot eat their required protein amounts, then why not a protein shake? It gets the job done. Of course, it's not the best quality, but it gets the job done lah. Yeah, so you cannot deny anybody an opportunity just because they don't have enough time.
like I personally, I took mass gainer when I was in secondary school. Secondary school, I was weighting around like I was Sec 3. I was like 47 kilos. Sec 3. So I was like one very skinny fella. So I started taking mass gainer and it really helped me.
Yeah,
From Sec 3 to Sec 4, from 47, I straight away jumped to 55 kilos.
correct. Yeah, so it does get the job lah. But Like I say, it's always dependent on the person's circumstances. That's why, as a trainer, as a coach, you can never replicate the same plan exactly for everybody. Everybody has different circumstances. Everybody has different commitments also. And you cannot force them to be committed to a certain thing because it's just not them. So I think that's the hard part about being a good trainer or coach is whether you can troubleshoot around that. Or are you just forcing your clients to follow you? Yeah, I think that's the difference maker also.
Okay, so for me, this is the last question.
Yep.
And I feel that this is a very important question as well. How do you know which brand is the right brand? For example, whether it is steroids or whether it is a mass gainer or protein shake. Like, how do we know that this brand is better than the other brand? Or this brand is more suitable for us?
Okay, for me, personally, I don't see brand as much of an issue.
Okay.
Correct. Unless, okay, there was this very recent, okay, not recent, maybe 2 years ago, there was this this very hype protein powder.
American way.
The
American
American Labs or something, American Pharma or something like that. It tastes exactly like Milo, right? Then people
the eagle logo.
Yeah, the eagle logo thing. Then people started taking a lot of it, right? It was.
I was one of
Malaysia.
them.
Yeah,
I was one of them.
but it really tasted damn good. Like you cannot even believe his protein shake. Then after that, so I thought it was okay also lah, because to me all proteins usually are the same lah. It's
Like the
only-
ingredients wise is the same.
yeah, ingredients wise they're all the same. Until like something like this came about, or like too good to be true. Somebody from I think Singapore went to test it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, went to get it, send it to a lab and check it out. Then they realized like the protein is way lower than what was stated.
Oh. Okay, okay.
Yeah. So I mean, other than this, right?
Yeah, got this Kiasu guy. It was a
what's
guy.
his-
He really tested the things. He came
Correct.
out,
It was
he-
quite famous, but I can't remember what's his name.
Fella confirm Singaporean.
Yeah,
100% Singaporean.
But
100%.
we have to thank him. Otherwise
because
we
really
won't
a lot
be
of people
losing
was
it.
taking it. A lot of people are taking it. Yeah, even I also intro all my clients to start taking it. That was like when that came out. That was like, oh, we need to change already.
Yeah, even I was drinking it.
Yeah.
Me, Naim, and Ria, we were drinking it. We were buying 2 tubs.
Yeah, so that's one lah. Unless they get tested out, and it's very difficult. Maybe ingredients do play a part when you can have suspicions of the protein when you see the ingredient. But another thing for me, the main thing where I prescribe protein to clients is their digestion lah. Because I think some protein they get you very very bloated, right? Like gassy and bloated.
But this is based on experience, correct? It's
Experience and like
Reviews.
feedback.
Okay.
Maybe reviews also if you can. If you do read the reviews.
but it different effect from other people, right? Different body, different feel. that kind
Yeah,
of thing.
some people do well. Like for example, I will just say my protein. My protein. For me, that gave me quite a lot of digestion issues.
Okay.
Like I was constantly feeling bloated and stuff like that. But then I knew it was working also because but then to me it's like it was just very uncomfortable feeling that bloating all the time. So I tried a different brand, then it worked a lot better.
Okay.
Yeah, so it can be an issue with the ingredients, but generally those who are lactose intolerant, right? Protein, normal whey protein won't work for them, so they can switch to like vegan protein and stuff
Okay.
like that to help with the digestion issues also. Because vegan protein, right, they are much easier to digest. Yeah, although they are lower in protein per serving and more expensive, way easier to digest.
Okay.
But taste way shitty also. Yeah.
Okay, understand. Okay.
So, any other questions, Sean, before we move on to the business
So I
part?
guess Brandon trained the right coach lah. Trained the right man for this lah. So
Yeah lah, so
we have to thank Brandon.
Correct,
So Brandon Young, if you are watching this, good job. I'm suffering. So.
Yeah, I think he's the number one person that I'm very thankful for. For in regards to me as a coach, as a PT. Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So let's move on to bodybuilding to ice cream.
Yeah.
Bodybuilding by day. Now let's go to ice cream waffle owner by night.
Okay, my first question. I jumped the gun. Now I want to be Atop. How the hell this happen? Like,
How from lifting heavy weights, 50 kg
and
dumbbell
on strict
presses,
diets.
and the
and on
strict
strict
diets.
diet,
Yeah.
working and owning an waffle shop,
Like,
an ice cream waffle shop.
like for me, straight away it doesn't make sense. You're a bodybuilder. You are like, how to say, you have to live a healthy lifestyle to go for a com.
But also you have a shop which is really not say very unhealthy, but I don't know how to do it. But
Actually, Yeah, so ice
It's the
cream
total opposite.
yeah, ice cream cafe just happened to come around lah. Okay, so how it started was it was really just me finding opportunities to grow income, right? Okay, so to me, I always wanted to own something by my own, right? So I have a lot of planning and have a lot of I want to do this, I want to do that. So this ice cream cafe, which is co-owned by me, my girlfriend, and her sister lah.
What's the name of the cafe again? For
It's
the
called
viewers?
Scooby Doo Handmade Gelato.
Where is the address exactly?
It's at Bedok Reservoir. It's 470 Bedok Reservoir Road. Yeah, so it's right by the Bedok Reservoir only. Yeah, so that's so how this opportunity came about was my girlfriend's brother, right? He already owned that ice cream cafe, so he already had the equipment and everything in there. And one day he decided, like, after COVID, right, his shop hasn't been open lah. So he decided, like, okay, he want to sell it, right? So back then, my girlfriend and me was like, my girlfriend and the sister, actually, is how the both of them started out first. They said that they wanted to take over. Yeah, they said that they wanted to take over the cafe. From my girlfriend's perspective, it's more of, because my girlfriend and me, financially, we are quite stable. And we know what we want to do in the future. She has a full-time job also. The sister is still currently studying, and she doesn't really know what she wants to do in the future and life. Yeah. And then one thing about my girlfriend is she has a very soft spot for her sister lah. So my girlfriend thought it would be a good opportunity to start the business together, get it running, then hand it over to the sister. At least like she has this to fall back on if anything goes wrong in the future.
A backup plan.
Correct. Yeah. So we were like, when we were considering whether to take on the business or not, we were like, since the equipments and stuff are already there, the brother already has it, why not just take over from there?
Okay.
Yeah, then we can try it out and see whether it pans out.
So previously it was a waffle shop also.
Yeah, it was also it was called Hot and Cold previously. I think it was quite famous at the point in time because of the popiah ice cream. Yeah, they came out with this
Popiah ice cream. Then it came from
It came from Taiwan, so they brought it over to.
But there was I used to see it all the time back then, like
Correct.
in like Instagram or something.
Yeah, it was it was very
popular,
famous
yeah.
at the point in time. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So how they make the popiah ice cream?
Yeah, so actually it's very simple. They just use popiah skin and then they put like ice cream and then the peanuts and they just wrap it. Yeah, it's actually an idea from
I was
Taiwan.
thinking of there's like minced beef or something.
Because in Taiwan they already have all these, but then at that point in time I think nobody was doing this in Singapore. I'm not sure about now lah, but nobody was doing it in Singapore, so they decided to try it, and that was when it got very popular. Yeah.
So basically, you took over from your sister's brother, right?
My girlfriend's brother.
Your girlfriend's.
Yeah.
Your girlfriend's. What the hell am I?
My sister's brother is my brother.
What am I talking? There's a complete mess up. Yeah. Your girlfriend's brother, and when you decided to take over it, was there some sort of like conflict of interest that you're bodybuilding and then you're gonna take over ice cream cafe? Because
Okay,
you have
so-
to be in the shop,
Correct.
see like the outlet, and you.
Yeah, you have
And
to
I
overlook
believe
the
you have to
manpower.
learn how to do the business. Like you have
Yes,
to learn how
correct.
to make the waffles or the
Yup,
ice
yup,
cream
yup.
as well.
Yep. So yeah, at the initial point when starting out the business, I was there quite a bit just to learn how to run everything lah. So I would be there at the cafe for quite some time lah. With regards to cravings wise, I don't know. At that point in time, I just wasn't tempted by any food or anything lah. Yeah. Okay. Then another point for me is that when I joined in, I just wanted to be a silent investor.
Okay.
So I didn't want to have anything to do with the operations and stuff like that. I wanted it was more so it was just me pumping in capital for my girlfriend and the sister to run the business, and then if there were any dividends, then I can take lah. Yeah. So that was my initial goal. Yeah. But somewhere down the line, so they were managing a cafe. They needed a lot of help because one thing about the three of us is we don't have any experience in running business before.
Okay.
Yeah, so even down to opening day, there were so many things that were not prepared yet. Yeah, so we actually stayed out until like in the morning, like very late, like 4 or 5 a.m. in the morning, just to get things to open successfully on the next day. Yeah, so it was at that point it was quite difficult lah, because for me it was prepping for my show and stuff like that. So at that point in time, the cafe was one thing that was constantly on my mind also, whether it was doing well or not, and stuff like that. Yeah. So, in terms of conflict of interest, at that point in time, I wouldn't say there were any like. It's just that I had to more or less like wash my hands off operations during that period of time because I wanted to focus on myself. Yeah.
So when you took over the shop,
Yep.
you had to buy over or was it just pass?
Actually, it was just passed to us. So we just needed to pay the rental.
Continue the rental.
Yeah, we just needed to continue the rental. The lease was already in place. And there's just a few more things that we had to sort out lah.
So
Like,
basically, it was a good opportunity actually.
yes, that's why it was a very good opportunity.
Yeah.
That's why we just decided to jump
But
into
what's
it.
the maybe you can guide some of the viewers like what is the initial process in like for example when you had to do a name change or do you guys set up a UEN company like how
Yeah, correct. So
go Accra like you know
yes. So
some basic info for potential business owners. What do they have to do? Like how does the process start?
So at the start, when we take over the shop, definitely there has to be a name change. So we had to get SFA, Singapore Food Authority, to come down to validate the shop. Like make sure everything is safe for customers, customers and stuff like that. So SFA had to come down to validate the shop. From there, once they come down, there will be about a 1 month wait before you can start any operation. Yeah. So without this SFA license, right, you cannot operate at all.
So that means you have to renovate the place, you have to set up everything, then SFA come.
Yes.
After 1 month, then you can start.
Correct.
So
Because
that
they-
1 month you're just sitting there.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we cannot start at that point in time.
So like but the business name like where you also have to change right?
Yup.
So how does it work?
How do you come up with the business name?
Okay, so
That's
come
also
on,
another good question.
yeah, so Scooby-Doo, right? Scooby-Doo lah is the very popular cartoon when we were young.
Yeah.
So what we had this idea of was because Scooby-Doo is like a childhood thing for at least for me and us lah. Yeah, it was a very childhood thing, which was something that we linked closely to ice cream, like a childhood childhood thing lah.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
so instead of Scooby-Doo, we just changed it to Scoopy-Doo lor. Yeah,
Okay.
it's just like an ice cream scoop, and that's how the whole name came about. It was just a very like
Who came up with the name?
It was. I mean, the three of us we discussed how we had a few ideas in mind.
It's
Then
a
we
very
were-
catchy name.
yeah, we were thinking of more different names lah. Like even something. I think there was one name that popped up was like Rewind or something like that. Yeah, because rewind to childhood times. Then that was another idea that we had lah. But we
I'm gonna
thought-
take the name by the way.
yeah, so yeah, lor, that's how the whole name started. And then from there, after SFA was set up, then after that we had to do the what's that the pest control. So that one you also need a license for that. Yeah.
Okay.
So to ensure that you have a contract with a pest control company to ensure that they are coming down regularly to spray do their stuff
Wait,
lah.
the pest control company you have to outsource to look for it or is it appointed by like the what is the food authority?
The SFA, no. So we have to outsource for ourselves. Yeah, so for me, lucky was my uncle is running a pest control company. So I just linked up with him.
Oh,
Then,
wow, okay.
Yeah. Then we got it started from there. Yeah. Then setting up of a bank account for the UEN and stuff like that. Yeah, then after that, more or less, you can start running already.
So for the viewers, UEN is unique entity number
Yeah.
which is assigned to every business
Yep.
for you to like basically for taxation purpose and identification purpose.
Yep.
So for your Scooby-Doo, what gave you the idea to come up with that kind of theme or concept for the place?
Okay, so honestly, at the start, it was really a struggle lah for us because one thing financially we didn't because the rental was still ongoing, even though the shop was not open right since COVID, rental was still
Oh.
ongoing.
Okay.
Yeah, so we were in a huge rush to set up everything and get everything started from then. Yeah, so even down to the name, right, it was just a very like 10-minute, just settle. Everything was really done. Even at that point in time, the whole cafe was just very, it was just a very plain cafe. It's just white because we didn't want to do much reno with it. Yeah, and
Was
then
it to save cost or just you wanted that look?
first, not much to save cost is one factor. But another factor was that we are pressed for time, so we didn't
Okay.
want to make much renovations to the shop. If not, it'll prolong the
Because
waiting
you're
time.
already
lah.
paying for rent
Correct.
and you're not making money yet.
Yeah, correct. And then like as much as we wanted to keep the whole dining experience nice lah, so we had a lot of ideas that we wanted to implement. But because we were pressed for time, and also financially lah, we just started out with a very very plain cafe. Yeah.
So on your opening day, how do you manage to bring in the numbers?
So I think the days prior to that, it was quite funny because even I think we only started our Instagram page 3 days before the opening.
Oh, 3
So
days.
it was very very last minute. Everything was very last minute. So 3 days, okay, we started our Instagram page, our TikTok page, right? Then we started posting our grand opening days. Then at first we didn't hire a marketer or anything like that, any social media everything we did ourselves. So everything was very last minute, was very scrappy, wasn't on par with the standards that we wanted lah. But then we just had to let it go and trust that people will come lah. Yeah, so then after that, on opening day, we got a lot of we used a lot of contacts like our friends, families, and used to spread the message around. So I would say for the first 2 weeks, those were the main customers that were coming in.
Okay.
Like acquaintances, friends, families, and stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay.
The public, not so much yet. Yeah.
How about now?
Now it's a lot better. Okay, so after my competition ended, I straight away jumped back into operations because the business was struggling badly.
Struggling in a losing money sense or barely making money sense?
Losing money.
Okay.
Losing money was one. And then the focus from my girlfriend and the sister was not there also.
Okay.
So that was a very big issue that I constantly had to worry about also in during my competition period. So that was one of the struggles I had also. Yeah. So so halfway after my com, I jumped back to take charge of the shop even though I was supposed to be a silent investor I told them like, okay, never mind, let me take over control of the shop because my girlfriend has a full-time job. Then my girlfriend's sister is studying, so she doesn't have the time or whatever. Yeah, then to me it was like, okay, let me just do it So from then on, it was very bad back then to a point where some days we were just closed because staff was not arranged. Yeah, it was that bad. Like, the shop was just closed as and when.
Yeah, because there's no manpower.
Maybe there's no manpower or maybe somebody didn't feel like working and stuff like that.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Very, very bad lah.
So you all don't have,
the whole shop was in shambles. We only had like one part-timer then.
I mean, the planning wasn't...
The planning was very bad.
Okay.
If you ask me honestly, the planning was very, very bad lah. Yeah. So after I took control of the shop, I think the first thing that I made sure was
Operations are settled.
correct. At least the shop has to be open operation-wise.
What do you do to get the operations running? Like, for example, like how do you find staff or what are the things that you did as a business owner to, get the ground up?
Correct. So like early on already we had this post about hiring staff, right? Actually there were a lot of people on Instagram that messaged us about it. And somehow nobody responded to that.
Okay.
So when I took over, I just went to respond to all those messages, get them to come down for interview.
So what, you put it on your Instagram page?
Yeah. So we put that as our post, then we pin it up. Yeah. So people that come into our Instagram page can straight away see like we are still hiring staff. Yeah. I think that was one. That was the only way lah. Honestly.
But do you put it like maybe on Skill Future or like
No.
sorry,
We didn't even do those.
Skill Future.
The
No,
job
Job Street
job street,
like,
this kind of thing.
Skill Future got one like under Skill Future, right, there's this thing called Skill Connect or something like that.
Okay. I don't know.
Like it's a government thing where you can for you to put job postings and stuff.
Yeah.
I long time never enter Skill Future.
Yeah, I think we didn't even because everything was so all over the place
Messy
at that
lah,
point in time,
just
right?
messy.
So messy that I don't know why nobody had the idea of even posting that on the social media part. Yeah, so at that point in time, I was completely clueless about the shop also because I was focusing on myself, like I said. Yeah, so when I came back and then I realized like everything was all over the place. I was like, what the hell is going on? Yeah, so immediately, first thing first, those that responded to us via Instagram, I attended to those first. Then at the start was a lot of me, my girlfriend, and sister working. So even though like we had our own jobs, right? Me and my girlfriend, we still had to come down to the cafe to work at night. Yeah,
So how do you
there were not
manage
enough
your
employees.
client and then go down to the
Yeah,
shop?
so at that point it was a really struggle because it was like a full day for me. So in the morning I had to go to school. Then in the evening, perhaps I clocked like 2 hours of clients. Then after that I had to rush to the shop already. Yeah, it was very, very difficult because that was why at that point in time I also rejected clients because I didn't have the time to take more of them also. Yeah, but now that things are more up and running then it's a lot better Yeah.
What are some skills that like for example that as a business owner you learn or you applied? For
I think-
example, for your time management, do you keep a calendar or do you have a schedule?
Yeah, so I think first thing first is you need to always have, before you start business, is the proper planning. I think that was one thing that I learned that we didn't have at the start.
Okay.
Even down to planning to manpower, which is the basic of any business. If that itself is not in place, your business can never run. Yeah. Then a lot of things that were not done in the start that are now being handled by myself or my girlfriend and sister is for example, simple things like accounting, simple things like stock take.
Yeah, what do you do like for stock? Do you guys use a software? Do you use Excel?
Yeah, we use Excel. So now we use Excel for example, planning shifts, for example, doing stocks. Yeah. And then our monthly overheads and all this kind of thing. We use Excel for all of those.
Okay.
Do you hire an external accountant or you just
No,
do it everything
we
yourself?
do ourselves. So it's
Wow.
either
Hard, sia.
so it's me and my girlfriend. Yeah.
So you say yours is homemade ice cream.
Yeah.
So who makes ice cream?
So our homemade ice cream, right? Remember I said the brother has the brother gave up their shop, right?
Yeah.
He started another cafe in Tampines.
Okay.
So he has the ice cream maker over there. So our flavors that we do, right, or that we want, we send to him for R&D. And then we do our tasting, and if it's good, then they supply us with the ice cream.
Okay.
Yeah. So the common flavors, then like that they already have, then we can just continue running with those.
Okay.
Yeah.
Understand.
Correct.
So-
Because like I say again, it was all opportunity because the brother already had the ice cream maker over there. If not, probably what we would have turned to is a supplier that supplies
yeah
ice
lah.
cream. But if we wanted a more unique brand to our shop, then I think homemade ice cream would be.
Yeah. Then.
When do you know when to purchase new stock of ice
Yeah,
cream? How do you calculate?
Okay, so the lucky and good thing about ice cream is that their shelf life is very long.
Yeah. I was just about to ask that.
Yeah,
So
ice
like
cream
how long?
actually they can be kept for up to a month or even longer.
To a month
Yeah.
For real
Yeah.
I thought it would be
As
like
long-
2 weeks, 1 week, 1
Oh
week.
no, as long as like you keep them in the freezer, stock properly, right? Doesn't melt, not warm or anything.
Because whenever you all buy ice cream, you all will finish it in one day.
yeah.
So you all will never even
Correct.
try
Actually-
to keep it for more than 2 days.
Yeah, they can be really kept for very long. So like once we always have stock backup just in case. So when we see something is running low, we order extra stock already on top of the spare that we already have.
How much stock do you keep? Stock for 1 week, stock for 2 weeks,
So-
stock for 1 month?
No, so we just have an extra tub of ice cream, at least one for every flavor.
Okay. So when the one you use, then you get another one.
Then I'll get another one already.
Okay,
just to
okay.
be safe Because like I say, back then when business was going bad, right? There were a lot. We had freezers that were not filled So a lot of the ice cream
That-
don't have.
Oh, okay.
Keep running out. Then nobody
Okay.
did anything to get the ice creams in.
So for your stocks, you get it free? How much you have to pay? For
Yeah, we have
them?
to pay for it. So it's a lot cheaper than outside suppliers. Outside suppliers, when we talk about one tin of ice cream that's how they sell it as one tin of ice cream. Usually it can range from, depending on the flavor, it ranges from 60 all the way to 90 per container. Yeah. Then we get our supplies it ranges from 50 to 60.
Okay, so one tin of ice cream is $60 to $90.
Yeah.
How many ice cream can you sell?
Correct. It I tried before. It lasts about 30 servings, 30 to 40 servings, depending on the scoop size and stuff like that.
Yeah, how do you?
Depending on scoop size plus look at his arms.
Yeah, because some stuff have bigger scoops, some stuff as well. But 30 to 40 servings. 30 to 40 servings.
There's no standard scoop, man.
There is but some stuff cannot follow. Yeah, even myself and my girlfriend, also the sizing will be a bit different.
But I see all your scoops are like perfect kind of scoops.
Because I'm
Yeah,
the
I
best. Okay, but usually if I'm working, I'll be the one scooping ice cream. Because somehow, it's true, I scoop the best. Like, it has the perfect shape.
I saw some of the videos that you.
Some of the videos you can see the
Your scoops
ice cream.
are really very perfect. But you can try lah. You can try a scoop. You can't even write properly.
Yeah. I mean, it seems easy, but
Why,
honestly,
why am I getting targeted? Hey, my handwriting is perfect. You know?
Okay, wait.
I'm
so,
an artist.
So how do you decide the price of the ice cream?
so actually for firstly was research. We went to compare against other ice cream cafes prices, right? So in order to win to get over that competition, first we wanted to beat their price, so we lower their price, and then we still found like we had quite high profit margin. If we were so now our single scoop is like $4.90.
Okay.
Oh, that's
Just a single
That's
scoop.
okay, what?
Yeah,
That's-
double
that's-
scoop
that's
is
quite cheap,
a double scoop is $7.90. Last time our waffle with a single scoop was only $8.90, and then still had quite. Well, other shops are selling like $11.90, $12.90.
Correct.
Yeah. So it was quite profitable lah, even in that sense.
Oh.
Yeah. So from there, then we decided on the price. We let it run for a month and see how things were.
But then talking about price, right? Like I would assume that in ice cream shops, you have a lot of overhead costs like wastage, right? So how do you calculate that into your pricing? How
As
like,
in wastage, as in.
Wastage of ice cream, you mean?
wastage
like
of ice
expired
cream.
ice cream.
No,
or
because
maybe-
it has a shelf life. What
Yeah.
cannot be
1 month, what?
Yeah.
cannot be all the 1
So-
month you
so-
utilize all the time, or maybe or it's fully utilized all the time.
It's always utilized.
Always utilized.
Yeah,
okay.
because 1 month, if
But-
you cannot even sell 1 tub of ice cream,
yeah,
a bit
yeah.
difficult lah. A bit difficult to
No,
survive
but
for
I'm
the
saying
first
like for example, like maybe your confirm there's sometimes some quality issues, right? Have you experienced before?
day.
Or never?
Yes. Quality issues have experienced.
So that one you have to put
correct.
it in your course
Yeah.
as well.
Correct. But I would say all this time maybe only once it has happened.
Okay.
Yeah, correct.
Then,
Other than that, things have been quite consistent.
then the
custom-
negotiation with the
Supplier.
supplier, like
lah.
confirm.
Yeah, because like family mah.
okay.
They can just replace one for you.
Okay lah.
No problem lah. Yeah.
Because if you are gonna buy, let's say the demand is higher,
Yup.
then you're gonna buy a larger amount. Definitely, you want to nego for a better price as well, when you purchase.
Correct. If there are certain things that we want to, nego, yes, have tried lah, but didn't work out lah. Yeah, so at the end of the day, because their stand was that they're already supplying us ice cream at quite a
Good price.
good price lah. They literally take very little profit margins.
Okay.
Only the workmanship cost.
Yeah.
But other than that, everything they are selling us to quite cheap lah.
And plus, you can just get 1 tin by 1 tin
Correct,
by 1 tin. You don't need to
correct.
take like 10 tins.
Yes, because we are close ma, so quite flexible in that sense.
Yeah.
So I would say this business is really start up because of the opportunities that is
Yeah,
there lah
present,
for
yeah.
us. Yeah.
Okay,
Wow,
makes
but
sense.
it's really very good lah to have like family as
Supporting,
supplier.
Yeah, as in easier in some sense.
Easier in some sense,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
then
There are
Yeah,
things
because
that you cannot.
things
Yeah,
that-
because just now you mentioned on the nego, then like
so
But
what
what-
was your tactic for just you wanted to say
But what do you think about the location? Do you think it's
location wise?
easy accessible?
okay, where we are located, right? Honestly, I wouldn't say it's the best location lah. It's quite a walk from the MRT. It's like 15 minutes walk from the MRT. I think you also know because you've been there before. Really very difficult to get there. So a lot of the times where we cater our staff to is mostly to the people that are staying around there. Like because over there, right, the population are a bit older. Right. So
Okay.
we have flavors that cater more to the older population. For example, oni, like yam lah.
Okay.
These kind of flavors, maybe older people enjoy them more. Like coffee flavored tiramisu we have.
Okay.
Yeah, so these are the flavors that older people enjoy them more. But then also for the kids, we also have more kids friendly flavor like green apple yogurt.
Oh, okay.
So kids they see the color they like.
yeah.
So that's how we will gear our ice cream choices towards to lah.
But what's the research and thought process before choosing a flavor?
Actually, at the start, right, it was just very standard. We just used whatever the other cafe was using. Yeah. So
Okay.
whatever flavors they had at the start, we brought them over.
Just same.
And then slowly, one by one, we were thinking, oh, this one take very long to sell, or not many people buy this flavor. Then we R&D, then we tell them, okay, maybe we want to change to this flavor instead. Yeah, depending. So when I took over, it was a lot of getting feedback from the staff also.
Okay.
So I will check in on my staff every day. I will check how's business, any flavors running out, anything selling very well and stuff like that. So these are the things that I think you need to be mindful of. Small details that I think can be very beneficial.
Do you write
in the long
down
run,
all those details?
Yes.
Like
So I will always write down.
like every day, will you write down?
If there's something to write.
More or less every day. If there's something to write. Yeah. If there are very standout things that or like when I see Google reviews, what are things that can be improved on. Yeah.
Okay.
Then,
What are some of your famous flavors there?
so now currently the Oni is selling very well.
Oni.
The Oni is the yam paste. It's a Chinese yam paste dessert.
Okay.
Then our green apple yogurt is selling very well. We have this flavor called Kinder Bueno.
Oh.
Kinder Bueno, okay. Like, so one,
Yeah, that one is selling very well. So milk and honey.
Okay.
All these are the few more popular. Then the normal standard ones that are always doing well is the dark chocolate, the cookies and cream.
Is there any way you can allow Sean a cheat meal for him to like ask me come down to the and try the Kinder Bueno? And then
Not
we-
in the next 5 weeks. He has to be- yeah, but we already arranged like after the 5 weeks, after he's
No,
prep-
actually, forget about Sean. We will come down.
no problem, man. Any day you can come down. Yeah, it's for you all to
Okay.
kind of test the flavors and yeah. Because I always, if I'm there at the shop, I always
Yeah,
get feedbacks from the customers.
The
also.
Kinder Bueno sounds cool. Like, Kinder Bueno is
I think you tried, right?
I
You
tried already.
He came down twice
It's
already.
damn nice.
Yeah, correct.
So, what makes Scooby Doo stand out from other ice cream?
other
flavors?
ice cream
that's a
sauce,
good question.
Yeah, that was a question I get a lot at that point in time. At that point in time, no answer. Really no answer.
No?
Now it's more of actually just 3 days ago, I renovated the shop.
Okay.
So I closed for a day. I painted the whole shop according to Scooby Doo colors.
Okay.
Yeah, so I want to start marketing it as a most vibrant cafe, like colorful cafe in the East or in Singapore or whatever. Yeah, that's number one. Then also another thing that really stands out to me, which I didn't know until recently, was our waffle.
Okay.
Why I didn't know is because I never tried anything since opening the business. Right, I never ate anything there before for 6 months, 6 or 7 months.
Oh,
Because I was still
until now.
prepping for my stuff. Yeah, so when I first tried the waffle, I was like, wow, this is damn good eh. Like how come, why we don't have customer coming for waffle and stuff? And then like we also launched the mochi waffle, which people really, really love lah. Yeah, because apparently it's quite different from other places mochi waffle.
Okay.
Because for our mochi waffle, right, we use a paste rather than other mochi waffle shops.
Where they buy the
They use the mochi, then they just plug and put, like the sticky parts.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's very inconsistent. Whereas for us, it's a liquid form paste, sticky paste. Then the whole waffle is more or less has that texture.
Understand.
Yeah, so if you ask me what stands out to me is our waffle and our mochi waffle. Yeah.
Okay.
So other than ice cream and waffles, what other products you are?
So
I mean, for drinks, what drinks we have? Coffees, obviously, as a
correct,
cafe.
we have coffee, we have tea, and we have refreshers that we are in the midst of changing also. So now this period, right, from when I took over in March,
Oh, that's very recent.
correct, yeah, been going through a lot of changes at the shop. Yeah, I even hired a marketing person for my social media and marketing person for my shop also. Yeah, and I feel like that itself brought in quite a lot of customers.
So what does a marketing guy do for the shop? Like what kind of marketing does he do?
So social media, so firstly is the social media lah, right? So this social media person that I hired, I pay her full time. So she does for me Instagram posts, TikTok videos, Instagram stories. And she tried to reach out to the audiences. That are not inside. So at the start, she told me that it was difficult to reach out to the outside, which means those that are not followers of my page. Because Instagram posts usually only your followers.
Yeah,
see,
correct.
Yeah, so that's where the marketing side comes into play. Yeah, so what the marketer does is they do ads, something like advertisements on this post, and then they refine their ads to only reach those that we target audience that we want to.
Yeah, so you can adjust the
Correct.
age and something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, correct.
What
So-
is your? How do you choose your target audience? Like,
So our target audience for from what we have tried out is that we wanted to target people that are living nearby and schools. TP is quite near there.
Okay.
Temasek Poly.
yeah.
Yeah, so schools and the nearby living area, because like I say, it's quite hard to get there by public transport.
Correct.
So it's a bit difficult for us to want to try to reach out to the other side of Singapore or from any other place. So now, since business honestly hasn't been very good, we wanted to start small. So we wanted to make sure like everybody around the area knows about us first. And then from there, we can slowly start to expand things again. Yeah.
Knowing your shop that is at Bedok Reservoir,
Yup.
located there. Further down, you say near TP, right?
Yep.
Further down there, I know there's another waffle shop.
Yep.
Which closes at 1, 2 a.m.
Correct.
What's the difference between both of you? Are you in competition with them?
I never really thought of them. Okay, honestly, I never. I knew the ice cream, the waffle shop was there. I've tried their ice cream, and honestly, I just think ours is better. Lor. So, like, actually, we have customers coming to tell us that also. So,
Okay.
like,
Okay, good lah. That means you're
correct
doing
lah.
something correct.
Yeah. So in a way, we are priced cheaper than them also lah. That's number one lah. Okay, then another thing is that when customers go over to the shop, they come over to my shop because they've been running there way longer than ours. Yeah, so when I know they tell me that my stuff is good, better, and then I see them coming repeatedly again, the same customers, then that's where I know something is okay lah. It's doing right lah. We're doing something right. Because now I think the struggle with the business is that our customers that have been to our shop, they keep coming back. But it's more how we reach out to new customers.
That is the
I
struggle
think-
for all businesses.
Correct. I think
yeah.
that is the biggest issue that we face now. Lor. So hopefully, since we only started marketing like for only about a month, so hopefully as this progresses, then we can continue to reach out to more people. Lah.
So means you do have returning customers, but it's just that you don't have new customers.
Correct. Most of our customers are returning customers. So like if I go to the shop, most of them I will know quite a few of them. Lah.
But at least that builds a
Yeah,
bond, I feel.
correct,
Yeah.
correct. And it's nice to see lah that people like your things and then they keep coming back to you.
Have you ever considered changing the location?
Have considered? Yes.
Are those in the plans or no?
Not that we brought up heavily for discussion now lah. Because now our main focus is that at least for this shop, we want to break even first before we even consider our
Are you guys in the process of breaking even soon?
No.
Okay.
Because honestly, since we opened, right, other than the first month, and I think in October lah. Other than that, we've been red all the way. We've been seeing red all the way.
What's your estimated timeline to break even?
Wow, I would think it would take another 1 to 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah. At this rate lah.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
like obviously, you wanna. So right now you are spending more than what you are taking in.
Yes.
Are you seeing the percentage go down?
So that's
Okay.
one thing. Actually, I think about 2 months back, we were actually thinking of closing up the business.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, we wanted to sell the business already. Yeah. Then, at again opportunity, there was this couple that always comes to our cafe. They said, "Why are we closing down?" They asked us why we want to close down. We said, "Oh, it's very difficult to run if you keep bleeding and seeing stuff like this." Then they actually told us something quite nice lah. They said like, "Oh, we see that you have the drive to run the business, and then your things are good. So I don't think you should close lah." So they offered to join us on an investment. So they invested in our company.
Okay.
And then now that's why we started all this marketing and stuff, because now we have more funds.
Extra, okay.
More funds to play around
Okay.
with. I think one thing bad about, not bad lah. One mistake that we made is that we opened the cafe in a rush that we didn't even have
And then
enough
follow up like.
Any follow up?
extra capital. So
Okay.
yeah, so everything was very rushed. So I think that was one thing I learned. So I started a new business. You cannot just
Rush into
think,
things.
yeah, don't rush and then don't think like, oh, just because the shop open can already. You need to always have a backup plan.
Okay.
To fall back into just in case.
Where do you see Scooby-Doo in maybe, let's say you say you're going to break even 1 to 2 years time.
Yep.
Where do you see Scooby-Doo in 3 to 4 years time?
Honestly, if you ask me, the goal is eventually to open a few more chains of the same shop lah, or franchise it out eventually.
Okay.
Yeah. If we will be able to, which I really hope lah, that we were able to get to that level, then I would think that for us is a win really lah. Yeah.
Okay.
Because we didn't start this shop with a lot of hope. It was just more, I would say maybe just try and error. Something for my girlfriend's sister to make sure she has something to depend on. Yeah, but if it does grow into a franchise, then I would say good lah. Yeah, and that's what I'm hoping for lah. Yeah.
Okay. But do you think that are there any other ice cream cafes that do have a franchise, like from your research?
Yeah, actually a lot.
Oh, really?
A lot. Like I don't know whether you guys heard of
Gelato.
Creamier?
Where?
Creamier.
Yeah, Creamier.
I don't know.
Creamier. What's that place called? The very popular one in Tanjong Pagar. Apiary?
Apiary.
Yeah.
No one
I don't into this. That's why I asked.
There's quite a few of.
To be
these
honest, the
franchises,
only dessert shop I can remember is 2. One is Stretch, the one at
the very stretchy
Stretch.
ice cream.
and the other one is yours. The rest I don't even know.
Yeah, correct. So like, honestly, gelato ice cream cafe now a lot, and that's why it's very very competitive also.
Correct.
So now right, we are also me and my girlfriend we are also in the talks of starting something else also. Because there's this other cafe in Ang Mo Kio. It's called Fat Cat. They started out as a gelato shop also.
Very
Is
familiar.
it the TikTok guy?
Sorry,
Is it the TikTok guy? The Ang Mo Kio ice cream?
I don't know lah.
Okay,
I'm not
okay,
sure. I'm not
okay,
sure. But,
okay.
but
Bit
yeah,
familiar.
I think it's called Fat Cat or something like that. Yeah, then
Sounds like a burger.
at the start they were doing gelato only.
Okay.
Wow, very bad. Business wasn't good lah. Then now they started to sell very simple finger food, cup noodles, very simple like late night snacks and all this kind of things. Sell everything also sell. And then now their business booming. Got queue.
Do you think like?
Okay, wow, interesting.
Do you
Correct.
think like if you change your timings,
Yeah,
would it make more money?
I would think so. So I think one thing that actually there's a lot of things that we still thinking about lah. Okay, so say now we want to increase our timing because now we only open 6 to 10 weekdays. So if we were to open earlier in the day, maybe from 12 to 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. like that, what is one thing that we want? Who are the people that we are reaching out to during that timing?
Correct. Yeah.
If there's nobody, because at the start we open from 11 to 10.
Because around the area, everyone is working office hour
Correct.
around there.
That's why.
So if you open from 6,
Yeah.
that's where everybody goes home.
It's more
That's
like if on weekdays if you open like earlier, you got a TP crowd.
Correct. So that was one thing that we were thinking of lah, the TP crowd. Because in that area, if the residents there are a bit older, for example, like most of them are working population, you cannot expect them to be at home also. So if the only other thing that I can think of reaching out to was to the students around the area. But then students coming in maybe to this kind of cafe maybe a bit pricey. Yeah. Then recently I talked to my friend also. There was this one thing that he said that to me made a lot of sense. Is that ice cream is not a necessity. But people can don't eat ice cream. But food people will eat. So that's why we also have this idea like we want to start selling food also.
Okay.
Yeah. But
that will require a new kitchen.
no need
equipment?
new kitchen because the issue with our location is that we cannot have open fire. So
okay.
cooking and all these are out of the question lah. So things like air fryer, induction cooker, all these still can.
The
Okay.
electric
okay.
grill, all this can lah.
All these
Ah,
can.
okay,
Yeah. So
okay.
that's why we are still we have a few ideas in mind. Probably we'll be launching it very soon.
I mean,
Then
you say that it's pricey.
Yup.
But I've seen primary school kids
Yeah.
going primary school kids
Yeah.
going to Subway buying a meal. which costs more than $10.
Correct.
I mean,
Yeah,
one
ki-
scoop
kids,
of
are,
ice
kids
cream.
are loaded now.
Kids are loaded, bro.
Correct.
If that's primary school, how about TP?
Yeah, so I feel like that's exactly the point. Is that people can spend on food, but maybe not ice cream.
I will spend on ice cream.
That's you lah. Because yeah,
Husband.
that's the hungry you talking now. Yeah lor. So I think rather than also, I mean, of course, keeping our gelato in there. I think now the hurdle is what are the things that can attract people to come during
Bubble
the day.
tea?
Yeah, that can be an option also.
Okay, what's the meaning? This question has been bugging me. What is the meaning of gelato?
Ice cream,
Yeah.
Gelato means ice cream, eh?
It's
Gelato
the brand,
is
right?
different.
It's just the name, right?
No, gelato and ice cream is different.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
it's different.
I
So
didn't know.
gelato is different. There's a different creation process from ice cream. Ice cream they use like eggs, but gelato doesn't.
So gelato is for like, it's also so vegans and vegetarians that can come
Can.
to it.
Vegetarians can, vegans also can.
Oh, okay.
If they are okay with milk lah, because there's milk lah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know vegans
I
or
also don't
vegetarians.
know.
Yeah, but there's no eggs lah. So when people ask us, we don't have eggs, but ice cream have eggs.
Oh.
Yeah.
Means got protein
Yeah,
lah.
I'm gonna call my mom.
Yeah, so yeah lor.
Means ice cream got
the,
protein.
yeah, that's the difference.
Ice cream or fruit. Okay.
Correct.
So, one more thing is that about now you say you want to some sort like make a transition, right?
Yes.
What would be the cost you are expecting for this kind of transition for like more food, more food products?
The investment
Yeah,
required.
the investment required, correct.
Like exactly
An
how
estimate,
much?
an estimate.
An estimate lah. I think including equipments and okay lah, we don't talk about equipment. Equipment is a one-off cost lah. That probably cost like maybe 1 or 2K at most. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe the recurring cost like the simple finger food that we want to include like maybe fries, seaweed chicken, nuggets, all this kind of thing. Like frozen food lah. I think very very
fries would be good.
yeah.
Talking about food.
Yeah, then maybe you add in the sauces. I don't see. I will predict 1 month also about 700-800 at most,
Okay.
depending on how well the business does also lah. When we start selling all these kind of things, and if there are even customers that want to visit our shop to eat all these kind of things.
But the
lah.
good thing is that you can, the shelf life for all this kind of food is long.
Yeah,
You
because
can-
it's frozen. mah.
Yes,
Correct
exactly.
lor. Yeah.
So
Can't
you
stop
do
thinking
save
about ice
for-
cream now.
No, like for me, if I were to order like waffles, I will also order like, I don't know, this is just my personal taste. I will definitely order some
Some
fries.
hot food, right? Yeah, correct.
Fries.
Yeah, fries with ice cream.
Yeah,
is
fries
nice.
is shook.
Yeah.
For me, you just give me one ice cream. I'll eat the ice cream. I won't eat a waffle.
Like,
Yeah.
like for me, I would say I have a very weird taste. I like to dip, like when I used to go Max and all this, like I like
The
to dip
fries in
my
the ice
fries in the ice cream.
Yeah,
I
I
don't know
think
why.
that-
It's
It's
just
because of the movies that you're watching.
No, but I think quite a lot of
When
people
you
do
were
that
a kid,
also.
A lot of people do that. I
Right.
think they just try lah.
Yeah.
Just try.
But it
Very
is
trying-
nice lah. It is nice.
it's like I'm just addicted to it. Like I really love dipping my fries.
Oh, yeah, you
into
can-
the ice cream.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I mean,
Ice cream
like-
fries. Then you
Yeah,
like
no,
put
like-
ice-
Ice cream fries, yeah.
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 I mean, since you like the thought of sweet potatoes,
Nah, I don't like it, bro. Just do it.
That's for diet.
how about sweet potato flavor ice cream? Something like
I
McDonald's.
think that was something you sent me before, right?
Yep, I did send you.
Yeah, I mean like all these things, right? They can be done, but we just all these things need time to R&D.
Okay.
Because like we need to get the right flavor for the flavors.
How
also.
long does it take to R&D?
I would say per flavor it takes about
A month?
on average it takes about 2 weeks to get the
Oh,
flavor
2
right.
Okay.
To get the flavor right. Yeah.
So, do you feel that you have to be very creative or inventive in flavors?
Yes.
Okay.
Why? Because what I learned is that a lot of people that come to the shop, right, they don't order normal vanilla chocolate
like
strawberry.
fusion.
Because all these like you can go to some
Normal.
NTUC or something,
Yeah, yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever lah. Yeah. A lot of people that come, they find those flavors that sounds very funny one.
Fusion,
Like Cookie
fusion.
Monster or something
Like
like
Cookie
that.
Monster. Even though it's just actually Cookie Monster is just cookies and cream, just with the coloring. Yeah.
The name,
correct.
you give it an interesting
Correct,
name.
correct. Actually, that's what we do also.
Okay.
So like our hazelnut flavor. After we tried, we were like, oh, it tastes like Kinder Bueno. Just change to Kinder Bueno. Then people
okay.
start buying already. Last time hazelnut nobody buy one.
Okay. Okay.
So
okay.
then the our yam flavor ice cream also, gelato also was called yam. Nobody buy. Change to Oni. Everybody start buying. See, like these are some ways that you like I feel
Yeah,
like
yeah,
can
correct.
manipulate lah. Yeah, but not say we cheating them.
Yeah,
It's
it's
exactly
the
the same
truth,
thing.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
lor.
okay. So,
You know?
is it easy to invent a flavor? Something like that? Because there are only a limited kind of things that people will like, I'm assuming.
Correct.
So, how do you make a flavor which is like, it appeals to people, but it's not too different as well?
So a lot of the times, like we jump on hypes.
Okay.
Hypes. Like there was this period of time, Apiary did very well with the honeycomb chrysanthemum, like this ice cream store. So we actually replicated that honeycomb chrysanthemum flavor, and then we also did very well because they were like, oh, it tastes similar to the Apiary, tastes better. Some people say it tastes better lah. Then so these kind of like hype things, very easy to jump on.
So even ice cream have trends. Is it
Certain
what you're trying to
things you will realize are more popular than the others. Like for example, sorbet wise, people look for okay, when you think of sorbet, you think of something that people want as a refreshing, more like a drink, not so much like a gelato with milk and stuff like that. So what is something that will quench your thirst? Somehow people tend to lean towards the flavor of like mango, passion fruit. That's why we have those not so sweet ones. Yeah, so we cater for those that don't like too sweet stuff also.
Okay.
Yeah, things like the green apple yogurt. These kind of things, right? So like along the way where we realize, then we tweak our flavors accordingly. Yeah, according to what customers want. So, I realized a lot of them ask for like, oh, don't want so sweet flavors. That's why we started. Okay, then we tweak our recipe a bit also. Like let's drop the sugar. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's drop the sugar down. Then we get them out.
What are your monthly expenses to keep the shop running? Approximately.
Actually, I just calculated. Last month is everything included about 10K.
Okay.
10,000.
Including staff, ice cream, utilities rental, stuff like that.
Well,
Okay.
10,000 is
it's a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah, actually it's a lot for a small shop. For that small shop.
Yeah.
And,
But it's the
with-
location that
Is it like what are the factors that contributes to the cost? But because for me it's like I don't know whether this is the industry average. I'm honestly not sure. But is it like from your understanding? Is it that's the average of the cost of maintaining a shop, or it could be much lower than that?
I would think that's the average. Because
Oh wow.
rental itself already take up more than 1/4 of the whole thing already.
Okay.
So rental is our biggest thing over there.
Of course. Yeah.
So rental is the biggest. Then after that, you still have to think about staff pay,
Staff.
utilities. Because for our cafes, we cannot off the aircon.
oh
Yeah,
we cannot off the
100%.
aircon. Yeah. So
correct.
we have to keep the aircon running. So
Or means
utilities.
electricity 24/7.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
because of the
utilities
ice
keep
cream.
running. Correct. Yeah. Then like things like the freezer, all this also cannot off ma. Yeah.
Mm.
So then comes the cost of the ice cream, and then when we run out of supplies, like for example our ice cream cups, our takeaway boxes, all these kind of things. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, one more thing that, as a business owner, your job is to find out about other businesses.
Yep.
In the not maybe in the area, maybe not in the area.
Yeah.
So, do you find yourself going to a lot of ice cream shops just to try their flavors?
I actually honestly right,
That's a sneaky
Yeah.
question.
no, as in, like,
question.
I didn't realize this, until I think quite recently.
Okay.
I was like,
Sometimes you like
I
to
know I do go to different ice cream shops.
To steal ideas, is it?
It's not still.
I didn't want to steal
I mean,
ideas.
I mean, it's to gain more knowledge.
Correct.
In
Yeah,
a way,
yeah.
lah. It's
It's
to be
not-
more inventive.
It's just a very like normal thinking, like okay, go with my friends, go this ice cream shop.
Okay.
But then when I'm inside there, I realized like I start thinking, oh, I should do this for my cafe and stuff
okay.
like that. So I start to learn why some ice cream places so nice, so popular, even though the thing's not very nice.
It's like you see the three of us walking into a different bank in one day.
Yeah.
What's the first thing you think they will think of? These fuckers are going to rob the bank.
Yeah, so it's like a very subtle thing lah. Like I didn't know that I was doing that. Then I started thinking like, hey, my ice cream, my gelato nicer than this, like, how come people not coming to my shop, coming to your shop? Then I will start like thinking, oh, what are some things that they've been doing right lah? Like, things like, oh, maybe their cafe very nice. Example, the whole vibe there very chill. They got very brightly lit signboard. Their social media page is done very well. So one thing I realized very, very important for I don't know, is it just ice cream gelatos or ice cream cafe or whatever lah, is that social media very, very important lah.
Correct. I
But
think
social media is
nowadays
like crazy.
Correct.
Yeah, so one TikTok video that went viral, not viral, but it's like this social media person started posting TikTok videos for me. And then suddenly, anyhow post video, but got this video suddenly got 10K views.
Okay.
Like I'm like, and it's just a very normal video. It's like nothing special, just a waffle and ice cream.
Okay.
Then like, hey, how come this one suddenly got? Because they use it's like the thing about hypes, They jump on the hype train. They use what's this guy named Bradley
Bradley Martin.
No, Bradley Go. There's this
Bradley
very
Go.
simple.
Brand Ghoul.
No, there's this.
None of us know that.
Yeah, I don't know who I only know it starts with Brad.
Okay.
Yeah, but he was this guy that always posts content on social media. Then a lot of people started viewing his page because of the way he talks.
Okay.
Oh, is that guy?
Oh, it is.
Brad Go, right?
Brad Go.
Oh, your friend.
Right.
Okay.
So yeah, it was like. So my social media, what she did was she saw this video went viral. She used the voice there, then put on my video. Like, boom. A lot of
okay.
videos come out. So I think this thing about hype thing is very important. Jumping on the hype train. Because to me, Gelato Cafe, right, you need to keep coming up with new things.
You need to
creative things or
innovative,
something that people want to be there in your cafe lah. Because after a while everything's get the same, they won't come back already.
But how about the just now you were talking about the timings. Okay, so do you think if you extend your timings, will you be able to capture more clients, or should you bring back your timings? Well, what is
That's a good one. Is
yeah,
it
Yeah.
is
later,
it
close it later or open it earlier?
Because if you open later, your target audience must definitely be different. It must
Yup.
be a younger audience.
Correct.
But if you open earlier, you are targeting an older audience. But
Yeah.
then there's pros and cons. A younger audience, less money to spend, and they will probably spend more time at the cafe.
Correct.
But
And seating also will be another
Yeah.
issue, right?
yes,
They start to have one
But I
cup
think
of
that's a
ice
good
water.
I think that's a good problem to have.
Yeah. I mean, that's a
but
good
then
problem.
older audience, got more money to spend.
Yeah.
But they won't
Stay until so late.
they won't and also they are very particular on a specific flavor.
Yeah. So, okay, this to me, it really depends on what's the next step for the cafe, whatever we are going to come up with. If with
Okay.
regards to R&D lah.
Okay.
If we were to bring in food, right? If we were to bring in food, the type of food, if those simple food like maybe say cup noodles and stuff like that, I would say I would rather my shop open earlier in the day.
Yeah, it makes more
Because
sense.
these are like when we bring in this kind of simple food, then kids from those
Neighborhood
students,
schools,
those students will start to come and start to get it. But if I were to do things like maybe the more higher price finger foods, truffle fries and things like that, then I will open them later into the night.
How about bingsu?
Bingsu.
Have you thought of it?
Beans.
No,
Bingsu or bingsu? I don't
Bingsu,
know.
yeah. Actually, honestly, never thought about it because
Okay.
I think there were there was still one point in time where Singapore had quite a few,
Okay.
and then they all slowly start to close down.
Okay. So
I would think the overhead for bingsu place is
It's too
quite-
high.
Yeah, because the ice they use is of different quality.
Okay.
And it's not the normal quality ice.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I didn't know ice also got quality.
Right.
No lah, they use the shredding thing.
so now only if I'm not wrong, there's only one bingsu place, one specific bingsu place, which is the Omar Spoon at
Bugis.
town. I cannot remember Plaza Sing or something like that.
No, the one we went is also
Got one at Bugis. Got one at Bugis.
got one Bugis, yeah.
Hot
That one I
Mas
think
pun
3
also.
floors. The bingsu place is like 3 floors, right?
Oh.
2 floors.
Two floors.
Yeah, so not many. So we never really thought about this.
They have a ball pit area.
Mm.
I don't know.
Seriously?
Yeah, at the second floor.
Don't know.
Yeah, but for me, moving forward, definitely next step would be food.
How about alcohol? Do you see
Alcohol?
something that you will put in
It's a-
to the menu in the
It's a
future?
cafe, yeah.
But you can make it.
Oh yeah, but it's true. There are some. I don't know if you have heard. There are some cafes that are introducing alcohol, which is I for me I find it weird that you have cafe in the name, but then you're also selling
No lah,
alcohol.
gelato have black label, ice cream, red label.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true.
There are
That's
those lah.
Baileys.
Yeah, there are those. Actually, got some
Yeah.
people got asked me like, do we have alcohol flavored gelato?
I mean, but of course, I don't favor them.
Yeah,
I love Guinness ice
Yeah.
cream, bro.
but a lot of considerations when it comes to alcohol. So, firstly, alcohol you need a license for it. which is quite hard to get.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then your timings also will be affected.
Yes,
Because you cannot open after 12 is a different license, before 12
Yup.
other license.
Correct.
But if
That's
it's
the-
alcohol-based ice cream, it will be different.
Yeah, so that's the second issue of my customer base. Now a lot of
okay.
my customer base, right, they are Muslims.
Okay.
So like
You will lose them if you...
Yeah, because we even thought of how about we get the license to allow pets to come inside our cafe.
Okay.
That was one idea that we had lah. But then when firstly it's very difficult to get the authorities to go and approve that portion of it. And then secondly is if there were dogs inside, then my Muslim
Yeah,
customers.
correct.
Yeah, because now I will confidently say majority of my customers are Muslims.
Then you need to cater to them.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. So
Okay. Yeah.
considerations lor. And weighing your pros and cons, which
Yeah,
one
yeah,
is
yeah.
more beneficial. Yep.
So yeah, there's a question I have. It's like I don't know how it works, but like the ingredients of the the gelato and everything, is there also like some certification like I don't think it will apply, but like halal certified or like that Muslim can consume it as
Halal certification?
uh-huh.
Halal certification also there's a...
But is there that kind of thing for gelato?
Do you need for gelato? I don't.
Yes.
I don't, oh, you need.
Technically you need if you want that certification.
Okay.
But I don't have it.
Because I thought it only applies for food like animal.
Oh no, gelato also can. Yeah.
Because
but
of the ingredients.
even though we don't use any like alcohol, pork or whatever lah, the halal certification very hard to get. Number one is for gelato cafe, right? I would say very, very difficult because every time you come out with a new flavor,
You need to go and.
you need to get the certification again.
Okay.
Yeah, then now that's number one. Number two, you need a full-time Muslim staff.
Okay.
Yeah, if not, you cannot have that certification.
Okay.
Understand. Okay lah.
Yeah.
Quite interesting.
I didn't know. Sir.
I have thought about opening like a ice cream cafe or something like that, but of course I didn't go through with it. But yeah, it's good to know that the thought process behind owning a cafe like this. Yeah.
Like there's a cafe that is, I don't know how they like used to be very popular nearby here. It was called Penny University.
Never heard of it.
I don't know if that's it.
I don't know. I never heard of
You
it.
know what Penny University?
No.
No, which country? India. What?
It's a cafe that was near Imo's there. Salom always used to talk about
It's
it.
ice cream chef.
Ice cream chef.
Yeah.
Where did university come from?
No, it's a place called Penny.
I think-
University.
I don't know lah,
It's
I don't
It was like a cafe. They were very popular.
Definitely from India.
But one more thing, because you keep talking about all this gelato and ice cream, right?
Yeah.
I really craving for it. So I just want to know one thing about it.
Hungry.
What kind of toppings you have?
Toppings.
Yeah.
Oh,
Do you
for-
have toppings or not?
Yeah, we do. We
Okay.
have complimentary toppings and sauce. So
Okay.
we have Biscoff,
Okay.
Fruity Pebbles, and Oreo as toppings.
Hershey's, the sauce you got the Hershey's.
Ah,
one,
we have the
chocolate.
Hershey's chocolate sauce.
Oh my god. I need
Then
some
we have
more.
the maple syrup.
Oh, maple syrup also.
Yeah.
Hey,
so
wow,
all
that's
these,
a good idea.
all these are free. I can just top up. Not top up lah, but you can just add them into your waffle. Yeah.
Sean, you okay or not?
Yeah, I also cannot touch.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, lor, that's correct lor. So business, F&B, I think generally a lot of hard work, but I feel like when it pays off, and for me is when I see my customers really enjoy the product, I think it's very satisfying lah as a business owner.
How about let's talk numbers. How about your revenue projections? Do you think you can hit maybe 30,000-40,000 in the near future? Like maybe the 2 years you say?
Maybe in the 2 years. I don't foresee it to be in the 30 to 40 within the next 2 years. Maybe after 2 years. Now, currently our revenue, okay, as of last month, is 8K. So we actually lost
Awkward.
of 2K.
Okay.
Yeah, and
But it's getting closer.
it's getting closer lah. So you can imagine like previously what were the bleedings like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so 2K was our good month already. Yeah, correct. And then another issue coming up is June. For our cafe, I think cafes like in general, June and December, headache. Nobody.
Because no
Because
school.
of school holiday
Ah,
and
yeah.
stuff, everybody go travel. Yeah, so that's something that we also need to
You have to factor in.
Yeah.
factor in.
I never thought about it.
Yeah, school holidays.
I didn't realize also, like
Yeah.
it really
Yeah,
affects
like-
the numbers quite.
Like maybe June, December, you guys,
Correct.
Like, will it make more sense to close down?
No.
Or lose too
No
much?
lah.
Definitely not.
No.
Definitely not to
Yeah.
close down because you still have to pay the rental.
Yeah.
Which is
you have to
very
pay for rental.
yeah. So, quite confident that our revenue will slowly improve lah. Will get better from here lah.
How about some marketing strategies? Have you all like consider like also like giving some brochures near TP or something, or like pamphlets?
Haven't got to the extent yet. Marketing strategies now mainly only social media because I feel like that's the most powerful thing now. Right.
Yeah, it is.
If you talk about pamphlets,
It's
I mean,
cool.
those days were over lah.
No, but
it's
but at a school,
it works lah. It
correct.
works,
Maybe
it works,
maybe if
right. It works,
if
it
you go
works.
down to a school, I mean that's an idea that I can consider also.
Yeah.
See, learning something new every day. Yeah, correct. So now we really haven't like even tapped into the. I would say now we are only at the base of whatever we are.
Yeah,
whatever
because
we
you
you
just
guys are-
started
you guys are just-
your marketing
Correct.
kind of.
Yeah. So like I
Okay.
feel like there's a lot of room to expand, but then a lot of thought process to go through before implementing it.
Are you planning to be full on the like the operation side from now on?
Until
No,
I
that's a
feel
good question.
Because you you said you just how long ago? 2 months ago? Or
2 months ago.
2 months ago you got full on the operation side.
Correct.
And
Yeah.
The-
Do you
the-
see yourself doing this?
there will be, if you are not there all the way, then it's like you go no have you like backtracking again.
Correct. Yeah, so that is something that I worry about also. Right. Of course, my end goal is to not be there.
Okay.
Right. Not be in charge of it because I feel like I have my goals in life. I know what I want to do out of life. And running a cafe full time is definitely not one of it lah. Maybe on the side as a side hustle, yeah. I want to have that. Yeah. And but I feel like I want to be more invested into the coaching PT side. Yeah.
Okay.
And if we weigh out both things are very, very time consuming.
Correct.
So if there comes a point where I have to choose one over the other, I think my decision still holds that I will take my clients and my PT more seriously.
Okay.
Yeah. But this is only if I feel like my girlfriend and the sister feels ready to take over. Yeah.
Okay,
Then I will
understand.
slowly.
But what if it happens the other way? Also like
Yeah.
so money
Like you-
talks
yeah,
you know?
like you realize
Correct.
you're not getting any clients.
Yeah.
Example, right?
Yeah.
You're not getting any clients for maybe 6 months. You try your best to market, word of mouth, everything, and you still feel that no one interested really.
Yeah. So actually, right, I also have I say I'm currently studying also.
Okay.
Yeah. So actually now I'm in uni lah. So I'm preparing to further into something else also.
Okay.
What is your what degree are you taking?
Actually, it's okay lah. Let me just put it out there lah.
Okay.
Alright, you can decide whether it's I'm going to be a teacher.
Okay.
I'm in NIE.
Oh, NIE.
Okay.
NIE. Yeah. So I'm in NIE. I'm training to be a teacher. So my full-time job more or less is fixed for me already.
Okay.
So like this side hustle, cafe, and my PT, right? They are just my passion, my interest.
Okay.
Yeah. But like I said, if time doesn't allow and I have to choose PT over the cafe, then I think I will do that lah. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
But what if your cafe is being very successful? Because I have talked to like I had a luck to speak with many business owners, and many of them initially when they invested into a business, they also saw it as a side hustle. But as it grows and opportunities start to arise, they went all in. Because they saw like this thing really had some sort of potential, and you see your business as your baby and stuff like that, and they couldn't let go of it. They couldn't let go, then they all
At the
do
end of
it.
the day, it comes down to your pet, to what you love to do lah. So
Correct lah. And I also feel like if I say let go, I don't mean like I completely let go lah. But
still
more so
running.
like because now I'm handling everything. But more so I start to move the things away from me bit by
Okay.
bit towards my girlfriend and the sister. Because eventually
That's the plan, lah.
if the goal is to leave the sister with the cafe, then yeah lor. I need to be sure that she's ready enough to handle that lah. Before I will really let go of everything. Yeah.
Okay, makes sense.
Sorry.
Where we are?
Toilet break.
Toilet break.
Before toilet break.
Okay, wait. If you go toilet break, you say, okay, guys, I need to go for toilet break. Then you go. Toilet.
You don't take it either. Bladder all gonna burst. Oh fuck lah.
Okay. Hey guys, back from a second toilet break. It's too cold, the room is too cold. Okay, so
Call like your heart.
what?
Cool like your heart.
Okay. So on the toilet break, we were speaking about growing a business, right?
Yeah.
So, like you said during the break, that you, of course, you want the business to grow where it is some sort like self-running.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we have similar plans as well for Light Table Talk.
Yeah, we have similar plans for Light Table Talk. We wanna basically we want Light Table Talk to become a brand. And right now we're discussing a lot of different
expansion.
segments. Expansion and everything. Like
Yeah.
because for us, we don't when we like we are very positive persons. Like for us, like we see that when we see something, we want to see the sky is the limit. You know?
Yeah.
Like we want things to be as big as possible.
Correct
Even
lor.
if
I think like that's the
I think
end
every
goal,
business-
yeah, for business
For everything,
everyone
yeah.
wants business. Yeah, it's really. I mean, like at the end of the day, I think like just now what you mentioned, you know, you want to work less, you want to earn more, right? I think that's the end goal for every business. That's why people get into business in the first place. I
Correct.
feel lah. Yeah.
Correct.
once you get the wheel.
Everybody wants an early retirement. Nobody wants.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to work until
work like a dog.
70. Yeah,
Yeah, correct lah.
no, work until 70 years old, 80 years old. Oh my god.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, that is very stressful, honestly.
We all want to have an early retirement, just relax and just let the business run.
Yeah.
And we
But
just
podcast
overlook-
is different, I feel. Podcast, we have to
Podcast, I mean,
continue doing the podcast.
No, actually, it really depends.
Why?
Like before there were some YouTube channels, like you know there was I don't know if you guys heard Ray William Johnson.
Yeah.
So Ray William Johnson was there. Then he put someone else to do it.
but it didn't do well.
It didn't do well.
It
Yeah.
didn't do well. That's the
So
thing.
and now he came back.
Of
Yeah,
course.
but
yeah.
he do shorts.
Now he's doing shorts.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's also like a different approach lah, you know, like for example, if this table talk becomes very popular and you guys become like very famous online celebrities, whatever you call it lah, I think it opens up a lot more like
Opportunities,
pathways for you guys to make money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you don't have to depend on the podcast. Like for example, there's this TikTok person, Vincent, the guy, the Xiao. You know, the one open the
Xiao.
the one yeah, he always say Xiao one lah. Then he got very famous on TikTok. And then after he opened his own gelato cafe. He doesn't even run, he just opened it. Wow, people are flooding there just to see him.
Actually, to be honest,
What's the cafe name?
It's called Crazy Scoops.
Crazy scoops.
Yeah, it's at Balestier or something like that. Yeah. So I mean like there's a lot of ways that you can earn money. Like just because I'm in this gelato business now, doesn't mean that this have to be the only avenue for me to earn money.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct,
Yeah.
yeah.
Correct lor.
actually, to be honest, I also want my own like ice cream shop.
Yeah.
Or maybe like some.
So basically,
Small-
you are declaring now that you want to be his competitor.
Be a rival.
Let's go. Maybe it's just because I'm hungry. Or maybe I was also thinking of like maybe like burgers.
Yeah.
Like
It's because you're hungry.
yeah, maybe lah. So I'll never go hungry ever again.
So now, honestly, right, all I can think of, right, is just having one nice, solid ice cream.
Actually, for me, like you guys talking about food, I'm thinking ideas. Like that's how I work. So I'm thinking.
Okay,
Yeah,
different. It's different.
I'm built different.
It's built different, bro.
I was thinking of light table food.
Yeah.
Live table food.
When I give you like,
Is
Light table food.
live food talk. What live table food?
No, hey. Light table food sounds better.
when I give you your diet, I want to see whether you can think of the business. You start thinking about the food that you want to mix together, okay?
Yeah.
That's why bodybuilding is not a career choice. Like, for me, I need my ice cream, I need my fries, I need my waffles, I need my toppings, I need my Hershey's,
Stop it. Stop giving me this.
I need my Kinder Bueno, I need my Cookie Monster.
Yeah,
What other flavors you have? I
just
gonna name
flat
them all.
Sean spray with all this food. It's a mental test, bro. Yeah, man.
Yeah, but it takes a lot of discipline for gym lah.
Yeah.
I would say, like
Correct,
especially going into bodybuilding.
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes
You
a lot.
just ask her, like, you just put a very good like question out there, like, did the mindset of bodybuilding, like, how does it translate to business, into the mindset into a business owner?
Oh, I would say actually not only business, right? But mindset wise, right? Bodybuilding really taught me a lot. Lah. I think it's very cliche. And I didn't believe it when a lot of people say like, wow, bodybuilding really helped me a lot to grow as a person, blah, blah, blah. But when you experience it yourself, right? I feel like it really does. I mean, before I started all this, I feel like I'm a kind of person very easy to stress out, very easy to give up. When things don't go the way it's supposed to go, I just give up. It's very easy for a lot of people to go take things this way and find something else to do or whatever. But then now, like, being through bodybuilding, what I realized that it really trains me a lot on discipline, number one. And number two is the mental strength that it builds for you, the resilience, the relentlessness.
Okay.
I think this word relentless means something a lot to me. Even I have a tattoo on it. Yeah, I think that is something that I hold myself to now. Is that whenever there's anything I face in life, in business, any struggles that I face, right, is never to give up. It's to always find a solution, find a way around.
You will never let your emotions take over.
Yeah, never. I think that's something that bodybuilding really taught me. And that's, I would say, the biggest lesson that I've learned from bodybuilding.
Speaking of bodybuilding,
Yeah.
what makes you stand out from other coach?
What makes me stand out from other coach?
Yeah.
Yeah, what you think makes
What
you
do you
stand out?
think?
What I think. Okay, what I would think, I wouldn't say this from my coach because everything I have, right, I adopt from my coach. Right?
Okay.
So he has this one thing that I don't see in other coaches, or at least in Singapore basis, or at least that I know of, is the heart and the desire for him to want his clients to do well.
Okay.
That is one thing. There was this one experience that I had with him that amazes me until these days, right? Is the day before we stepped on stage. I remember there were like 7 of us competing under him.
Okay.
7 of us competing. So the night before the competition, we went to the gym to meet him, practice our posing, and for him to have a look at us one last time. We ended at somewhere around 10 p.m. 10 p.m. From 10 p.m. He told us to go home, have our last meal. Okay, so last meal, we ate about 11:30 p.m. And then from there, right, he went to each one of our houses from 11:30 all the way until like 2, 3 a.m., like 4 a.m., just to check on our condition in person. When it's very easy for him to just say, just send me a picture. But he wanted to be there for his clients, ensure everything is smooth so that they don't have to worry about anything. Just focus on the show. Yeah, he wanted to, he was down to the point he went down directly to our house, check on our tanning, check on our food intake, check on how conditioned we are and how we will look on stage. And then from there he planned our meals for the next day and stuff like that. So that was one thing. It was amazing to see. The next day he just crashed all the way because he totally didn't sleep the night. Because by the time he ended was about 3 o'clock. The first person that was going to compete was me. I was supposed to be on stage at 8 or 9 a.m. He told me to wake up at 5. So by the time 5 a.m. I was awake, right? He told me to call him. He was already awake waiting for me.
Wow.
Yeah, he's dedicated. He did have to do that. It's very easy for a coach to just say, okay, you have this meal when you wake up the next day. But he chose to stay awake and wait for me to send him pictures in the morning. Then he can. Then after that, he decide what's my food from there. It's this kind of like, because when we talk about bodybuilding, your body changes by the hour already. Yeah, every hour your body changes very, very fast. So it's really amazing to see, and that's something that I want for my clients also. That I will definitely do for my clients. But it requires the heart lah. If you don't have the heart to want your clients to do well, you will never be able to achieve that lah. Yeah, correct. I think it's this
Quite
passion.
interesting because
They require
yeah,
a lot of
like
human touch.
the
lah.
heart.
Correct.
Because some people are in this just for the money.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's an issue with me. I have an issue with trainers thinking that way. That
okay.
this because I feel like that's very selfish as a person. People are entrusting their life with you. Like regardless whether competitors or not. Imagine you are just a trainer. You're just training a regular lifestyle person. Just a normal person. But if you're not going to give your effort, then that client just in the gym looking like a fool, thinking he or she is going to make progress. He or she, in a way, is entrusting his or her life with you.
Yeah.
Fitness-wise, some
If
of
you-
them
if you
you
look
never
at it
know.
that way, yeah.
Some of them are very obese. They come in overweight with severe health condition. Then people anyhow train. Then what for they spend their money? You know, even if they train themselves, so better.
But do you think that knowledge on coaching is easily available right now? Or it must be through experience?
Knowledge on coaching is available everywhere on coaching, but certain things you still have to experience it for yourself. Like for example, if I'm a coach and I never dieted before, I never competed before, how am I supposed to know what my competitors are feeling?
Okay,
Yeah.
understand.
Then how am I going to relate to them? I would just think, easy I can just do
Yeah,
lah.
that's true.
Correct. Then there's no like we mentioned earlier, the point of empathy. You are not able to go down to your client's shoes and feel what they're feeling. Now that Sean is feeling this way, I know exactly what he's feeling. So from there I can advise him. You know what I mean? Yeah, is that I know that it's not easy, but I also know there's no other options around it. Yeah, you just have to suffer. So one thing I always tell him and my other client that's competing, which is what my coach told me, is the more you suffer, right, the worse you feel, the better you look. It's something always in my mind. Man.
Okay.
The worse you feel, the better you look. No escaping.
Can this relate to business as well?
In terms of business, I would think in a sense that the down times will be the times that make your up seem much happier, nicer.
Okay.
You know? When you do a business, there's always the down times in them.
Correct.
No business will ever be
All the way up.
smooth
Yeah,
sailing.
yeah. Correct.
Yeah. But imagine now you get through these down times. Then the high times are the things that will make you feel really proud of yourself. You know what I mean? Rather than it's very easy for me, okay, let's just leave it there, let's just give up. Yeah. Maybe you could have a better life. I don't know. You never know what the future holds. Man.
Yeah,
Yeah, you never know what the future holds.
Like because especially in like we put bodybuilding aside for a while. Like
Yeah.
we talk business.
Yep.
There's money involved.
Yeah.
And money can cause a lot of friction, can
Yes,
cause a lot
yes.
of family stress. Like
Yes.
Same like bodybuilding, what?
yeah, same.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's because you're doing it like you're doing it with your girlfriend and
Yeah.
your girlfriend's sister.
Yeah.
So I'm sure there were times like when things were bleeding out. Definitely there was some conflict about money. Like
Correct.
you guys are not putting enough effort, or I'm putting so much effort and I'm putting so much money. I'm
Yeah.
sure these topics came up.
Always. All the time. Even until now.
Yeah.
Still comes up.
Because even for us in ourselves and like they will talk
Yeah.
like I don't know if I should say this, like even us we had also
there are some issues.
conflicts
Yeah.
about money.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say conflicts. I would say
no,
like disagreements.
Disagreements.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
But disagreement is a form of conflict lah.
Yeah.
Whatever lah. But
Yeah.
it's not that
Yeah, it's not
serious.
not so serious,
It's not
Yeah.
that serious.
But actually, that was a reason why I chose to be a silent investor in the first place also.
Is to avoid all this.
Is to avoid all this. Because through friends, through experiences,
Yeah, like
I
it can
know
damage the relationship.
yeah, it can never... Actually, before this, right, I did try another food business also.
oh, okay.
With a few close friends. And didn't turn out the way we wanted things to. And like, there were times where things got so heated. And I didn't like that feeling lah. Like, we are just friends, we are supposed to chill and stuff. So actually from then, right, I told myself like, okay, I don't want to do business with anybody I know. Like, I don't want to do business with friends or family. But then now I end up in this situation again. So that's why I was like, okay, I'm just going to be a silent investor. Y'all do what y'all want, okay? My money, I park inside. I will just take it as, okay, it's my confidence in y'all, in running this business. The way y'all want to run it, anything. But then if I don't see the effort coming in from you, then I feel like it's time for me to step in.
Correct.
Yeah, because for me, I can say I'm a very driven person. If I want something done, I must get it done. Yeah, and I must get it done properly, right. I feel like that's the only way that things are gonna work out, lor. In terms of business, in terms of anything in
Yeah,
life.
hard work.
Yeah.
Hard work over everything.
Yeah. Hard work will always win one. Yeah. Cannot escape also.
So that's where the discipline from the gym helps.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. Yeah. There's always setbacks in anything. You just need to have the perseverance.
Do you have any advice for potential business owners out there? Like there's so many people in Singapore, especially that are
They want
to start business, and they're struggling with the cost of the cost of living is getting more expensive. So that is discourages a lot of people to start something because they see everything is so expensive.
Yeah.
I cannot even but so they're very discouraged to start a business. What is some advice to encourage them to pursue what they want and their dreams?
I think first things first, when we talk about business, I think the most important thing is planning. You need to plan every step along the way. So now, like, even when you all ask me what's my plan 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road, I don't really have an exact answer for you. But that's because, and that is a problem that I have lah. That is a mistake that I made lah. It's not planning every step along the way. So what's going to happen with the business from now until we break even? How are we going to break even? Steps to consider. These kind of things are things that needs to be very voiced out among your partners and yourself. So planning is definitely hands down number one. Then another thing I feel that in this day and age where there are a lot of businesses running around, I think one thing that makes you stand out from other businesses is a unique selling point.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that the USP, I think that's something that's also very important for a business to have. Yeah, so put things, for example, my cafe now, what makes my like the question you asked me, what makes my cafe so special, so different from other cafes? Then that is something also I need to work on. Now I can only see the mochi waffles, but there is another cafe also doing mochi waffle. Yeah, so these are the things like, hey, why should people come to mine instead of yours? Unique selling points. These are the things. Yeah, so firstly is the planning, the unique selling point, and then the third is definitely just your mindset. Yeah, your mindset to never back down when things start to get rough. Yeah, because things are definitely going to get rough at some point in time. But it's what you plan to do when things get tough. Are you just going to suck down and stop the business, or are you just going to bite and fight on?
I feel like running a 40 km marathon now.
I mean, like, it sounds very preachy and very like cliche lah. But I feel like all these things are very relatable to me based on experiences in different aspects of life. Yeah. Correct.
So what is your advice for those who wants to maybe start to go to the gym or maybe have a goal of being like going for bodybuilding competitions, right?
Yeah, I think, okay, so for those looking out to start training, looking to go for bodybuilding competitions, I think first things first is I think you need to find the reason why you want to start. This reason, you hold on to it for dear life. And never let go of that reason.
Okay.
Never let go of the reason. It's the same as why you want to start a business. Hold on to that reason why you want to start this in the first place. Yeah, I feel like having that mindset, right, and why you want to start doing certain thing will help you in the long run.
Yeah.
Correct. And gym is the same thing. Is like what a lot of people say. It's very widely said. It's like your commitment. Then make sure you are always consistent. Consistency is key lah. Yeah, consistency is the most important thing that you need to get anything done. Yeah.
Correct.
Correct lor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else, guys? Any questions?
The only question I have now is where we gonna find reels for to upload? we gonna have to take the whole episode and put it in TikTok.
This episode lasted quite long.
No, but it's how to say, it's really nice to have you here, Chris, and like giving us some tips not only on bodybuilding but on business, and I hope our viewers really appreciate the advice you're putting forward, especially in regards to the planning, like the planning of a business, and the like that also, like, no, what you just said hit me hard. Like, you gotta think of a reason and hold it to real life.
Yeah.
Like definitely after this episode, I'm gonna have a talk with my partners. Over there. Like we gotta, you know,
We can't act.
we
Yeah,
we cannot relax. We cannot relax anymore.
Right,
we gotta go all
We
in.
have to go step by step.
Yeah.
Don't jump the gun.
Don't jump the gun.
That's
I
basically
feel like
it,
correct lor, because now we are young. I mean, technically still considered young.
We are young. I'm still forever 21.
Yeah, I think now is the time to really work for whatever you want your future to be like.
Correct.
Yeah, lor. That's the only thing I have to live with. Yeah, but anyway, thanks for having me here.
Thanks
and
for
the
coming.
opportunity to share. Yeah.
All right, nice.
Yep.
Okay, guys. So you all know this is the 11th episode of Light Table Talk.
So don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yes.
You know, we are putting out, you know, motivational content for you guys. What are you all waiting for?
Those of you who wants to gym, who wants a coach, we do have Chris here.
We also got Sean.
Yeah, he's also a trainer, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so guys, see you all on the next episode of
Light Table Talk.
Take care.